365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish redone whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 79 of the 365, that was 79, of the 365 Flicks podcast. Said that kind
of shouted that a little bit.
Kind of did a little bit.
Welcome to episode 79.
I was going to be like, Chris, what do you have to say? It doesn't matter what you have to say. And then I lost my train of thought. This is episode 79 of the 365 Flicks podcast. We are recording and we have another jam-packed episode. First of all, I am Kev, the Pissy Ecks video store clerk, and you are?
I am the Scottish wooden whore, Chris.
You are the Kevin Feige sympathiser.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that, by the way. That was fun. That was a fun game. I like that. Yeah. So for those who don't know, Chris decided to call me a DC, well, it was a Marvel hater you called me, yeah.
I don't know why, I can't remember why.
And you were a DC basher.
Is it because you're not going to see Spider-Man?
I didn't say I wasn't going to see Spider-Man. You said, come on then, you muckle hairy flap, are we going to see Spider-Man? And I said, nah. That's not me saying I'm not going, that's just me saying I'm a bit meh about the whole situation. I'm sure I will go and see it.
Have you seen fucking Guardians of the Galaxy yet?
No. But before we get into the Spider-Man talk, did you see the premiere, the video when they were on the red carpet? And Spider-Man was on the front of the car, he was on the hood of the car, and he was lying there with, you would have loved it because he had a selfie stick, and he's going along and he's like recording himself on the phone with the selfie stick. He's in the Spider-Man uniform. It was supposedly Tom Holland. I'm going to call bullshit. I am going to call bullshit. It might have been, and if it was, fair play, but he was on the hood of the car and he's like saying hello to everybody, and he went down and he was doing backflips down the red carpet and he was doing roundhouse kick things in the face and stuff, saying hello to Tom Holland.
Have you seen the videos of him training?
I have seen the videos, which is why on one hand I'm like, yeah, it could be. And I thought, he's going to go into the car and he's going to get changed into his suit, or he's going to have the suit on underneath the Spider-Man thing. It would have just been nice if he, before he got in the car, pulled the mask off so he knew it was definitely Tom Holland. Goes in the car, gets out 2 minutes later, Tom Holland in a suit, hair is beautiful, not a drop of sweat on him, and I'm thinking, come on, you've just been doing backflips all the way down that fucking red carpet. So, as much as I would like to believe it's Tom Holland, and yes, I've seen the videos, so I believe it could be him, I'm going to say, on this occasion, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's fine. You don't expect him to be a performing monkey, do you?
He did that on Graham Norton. Did you see that?
Did you do a backflip?
No, but...
Oh, and he done the monkey thing, yeah.
On it.
He wasn't quite as good as Andy Serkis, though, was he?
Well, no, but Andy Serkis has been doing it for a little bit longer. And
on that, I mean, it was cool seeing Andy Serkis doing that, and it was cool seeing Tom Holland do that, but it was a bit shit that they did it in front of Marky Mark. Yeah, because he was sat on the couch, kind of like...
Although at one point Marky Mark did say they were on about the Tim Burton version.
I never saw that bit. What did he...
He said we kind of set the franchise back a little bit.
Nice, well done.
Along those lines.
You know what? Fair play to Marky Mark for owning up to his short
comments. There's no point denying it, is there?
No, there's not at all. But yeah, we are 365. This is episode 79, and Chris, it is your turn to tell the people, and we're on coffees today, because for some reason we're doing this midday.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
It is weird. Like, what's the protocol for a midday recording?
I did ask you last night, would it be acceptable to have a beer?
I think it is.
But I was a little bit rough. I was out for a couple of pints last night, so I was a little bit rough, so I thought, no more beer. Yeah.
It just feels weird.
It's a little bit weird.
Like, it's daylight when we came in the shed, and it's still going to be daylight when we walk out.
Have we ever done this before during the day?
No, it's not. I mean, when we've been to the Comic-Cons and stuff, and done recordings there, but that's not an episode, that's just like a cheeky little interview. We've done interviews through the day, but we've never done an episode. It feels weird. It just doesn't feel right. No.
It'll be fine, man.
It'll be fine. We'll work it out. But Chris, here's your moment to shine. Yay. Where can the good people out there who are listening right now find us when they want to find us the next time they want to listen? Yep.
You done?
Coffee. It's coffee, mate. It's coffee.
So, Kev, they can find us on the iTunes, and they can find us on the Stitcher and the Satchel and any other third-party podcasting app that you can get on your phone. If you want to have a look for us on Facebook or Twitter, just search for 365 Flicks Podcast. You can also find us on some cheeky networks. We are on the Tangiber Network. We are on Weeby Geeks. We are on the Wicked Radio Network and our British home nerdly.co.uk, which is awesome.
It is awesome, and it is the best home to have if you're in Britain.
It is. What?
Just putting that out there.
Okay. On the Twitter, you can also find us on #PodernFamily.
You certainly can. So, what do we have tonight? Do you want to have a little rundown of what we are going to be doing in this episode? Because I think we have quite a sterling episode this time. You know, when I was looking at it, and obviously when we don't have an intern like certain podcasts who constantly fuck up with their intern, we don't have an outline for our episodes. We kind of fly by the seat of our pants. But I was kind of looking at like the sort of little sections that we have, and I was like, this is going to be a good show. And I think people are going to like it.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fine. So, we've got our usual news.
Yay.
I've got a few bits of news to talk about. I've got a little bit of a rant to talk about as well.
Yeah, I've got like 3 rants. Can we change it from news to just rants? Like rants of the week?
No.
Because it's starting to feel like we just rant.
We do just rant.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Okay. So news, and then what?
News, and then what I've been watching. I've not got a great deal.
I've got a few.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
I've got a few.
I've been busy.
Up in the Overlook Hotel and stuff. Is it the Overlook Hotel? Is that what it's called from The Shining? All work and no play? Because you've been like tapping them keys. Like Kermit.
Yeah.
Like a total Kermit. Yeah, and then we have, we're going to do the top 5 of 2017 so far. Because we're just over halfway. We're a little bit over halfway of 2017. So I thought, why not just get in there and just say what we've been watching and what we think is our top 5 so far.
Yeah.
It's nice to do this, I think.
That was okay.
Yeah, I got mine very easily, to be honest. While I thought this was going to be a great year for the cinema, looking at it at the start of the year, I haven't really been at the cinema that much.
Well, you've not, have you?
And there's not been that much that I've wanted to go to the cinema and see. So this was quite an easy list for me.
Yeah.
I got there quite quickly. And we have our awesome 2 new segments, which we have just the pilot, in which we watch the first episode of a TV show that neither of us have watched, and we talk about whether we would continue to watch it. And this week it was my choice of Riverdale. How'd you get on? Did you?
We'll talk about that in a minute.
So the section continues.
I've got one for us to watch.
3 in a row. We're getting there. We are getting there.
It was a bit of a shaky start, but we're getting there. And then we've got our new segment, which you came up with, which I think is going to be a good little segment. It is the, what is it, 0%ers?
0%ers, because there's a certain website out there that we do not talk about. We talk about it in hushed tones, and they do a percentage system. Everybody's heard of them. They are the scourge of the internet. They are they bastardise movies and reviewers, and we don't like them, but they have a certain rating which is considered the worst rating out there, and it is 0%, and we are going to watch the movies that fall into that category. And we started with Ballistic, Ecks Vs Sever, which is it's very commonly known as probably the worst movie ever made.
No. It's not the worst movie ever made.
See, when I kept looking at that, and I was looking at some of what the critics were saying on that website, what people were saying in their reviews, and I'm thinking, you know what, this is harsh, but we'll get into that later. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. So will we just set the big bong bings away, and big bong bings, and we'll get into our news.
Before we start with news, I've got a little bit of a correction.
Okay.
Right. This is not from Dev. It's from me. On the last episode, I told you the plot of John Wick.
Right.
But it was wrong. I told you the wrong fucking plot.
Okay.
I told you that his wife was murdered and his son was murdered. That's not true. I rewatched it. To be fair to me, I haven't watched the first one in a couple of years. Right. So fair enough.
See, though, that plot, you'd sold me on that movie.
But
now you're telling me it's a different movie.
He is still an ex-assassin. Right. And he leaves all that behind. He retires from it because he's met his wife, but she's not murdered. She gets the cancer. Yeah, so she dies from that. But I think it's just like a couple of days after she's died, she's arranged for like a dog to be delivered. And it's the dog that's murdered. Oh! So it's actually Theon Greyjoy.
Oh, what a bastard.
I know, right? Fucker. I think he's got a penis in this one.
You would hope so.
I think so.
Also known as Alfie Allen, by the way.
Yeah. He was good.
He's not a bad little actor.
He's solid, he's solid. So they kill his dog and steal his car.
Right.
And that's... He goes out for revenge. So that's the first movie. So that's the correction.
Right. So...
But, you know, it's easy to get it mixed up because that's the plot of like fucking 1,000
every revenge movie.
Yeah. So
it's the plot of every Nicolas Cage movie of the last 3 years.
Yes. So that and Liam Neeson.
And Liam Neeson.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, that's just a little cheeky correction for you.
Okay, that's
not put you
cool.
off, is it?
No, it's not put me off. I haven't watched it yet, so you can't put me off something I haven't watched.
That's fine. Well, it's you.
Well, it is me. But let's start with the big news. We haven't had a chance to talk about it. It's been going on for a couple of weeks now. But let's talk about the Han Solo movie first.
Yeah.
Because it's setting the internet on fire. There's the net nerds are going mental. The Star Wars fans are saying calm down. I don't think I've seen an actual fully fledged Star Wars fan go nuts about this yet. Lord and Miller, Chris Lord and Phil Miller, I probably got the names the wrong way around, but Lord and Miller, who were directing it, who I've never been overly pleased about them directing the Star Wars movie. Like, I wasn't against it, I just didn't see it, but they've been fired anyway.
Yeah.
So, and they've been replaced with Richie Cunningham from Happy Days. Yeah. I mean, Ron Howard's a fantastic director. You can't take anything away from him. He can direct a movie.
Probably wouldn't be my first choice for a Star Wars movie, mind.
I don't think it'd be my first choice neither. If they said they were directing Empire again, then yeah, I might turn around and say Ron Howard. But this isn't Empire. This is Han Solo. This is sort of a prequel anthology movie that I'm not really expecting anything big from anyway, so does it really need to be Ron Howard? But I'm happy to see him on board.
Yeah, fair enough.
I am happy to see
I think people are, you know, there was things on Facebook of about them getting the sack and all that, saying, oh, should the woman who's in charge of Lucasfilm...
Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, should she be sacked, and...
No.
Do they need a new person at the helm and all? No. Because they did the right thing.
It shows that she's being proactive.
The reason that they were sacked is they weren't Lucasfilm weren't happy with the direction that the film was taking, because those guys are known for telling actors to just sort of improvise lines and do a lot of sort of improv during takes, and which is fine. That's fine for a movie like Jump Street.
Yes,
it's Han Solo.
If you're making Jump Street, or if you're making like an indie movie, like a comedy movie, that's fine. This is Star Wars.
But they said, look, we've got a script and we're very happy with the script, and we can't have the actors just making up lines.
Yeah, willy-nilly.
That's willy-nilly, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out. So I think they were right to sack them.
Yeah. I'm on board with it. Like I say, I was never, and before anybody goes mental with me, I do like Lord and Miller. Jump Street movies, I love them. I think they're phenomenal. Don't anybody ever tell me that the Lego movie is amazing, because it's not. It's crap. I don't like the Lego movie. But those guys, and they made the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, that animation, and I love that. It's a great little animated movie that I always watch with the kids. I think it's a great movie. So I have love for the guys. I just don't. I didn't want them in my Star Wars movie at all. Yeah. And I'm not going to say I'm happy they got sacked, but it's the outcry that keeps coming out from it is like, it's because they're creatives. It's because they have this thing in their head that they want to do. Why not let them do that? Why does Star Wars always have to be safe? Why does it always have to stick to the norm in the way that everybody criticised Force Awakens?
But it doesn't look at what they did with Rogue One.
Well, exactly. But they're saying, why hire these creative guys and then not let them do what they want to do? And the reason for that is it's a multi-billion fucking Star Wars franchise.
Aye.
You get over it. Like, I'm not happy they're gone. I wasn't I wasn't really that interested in a movie they were going to
There
make.
are other movies I would rather that they did before
Yes,
Han Solo. I
exactly.
don't really... But, I mean, still go and see it. It's Star Wars, for fuck's sake.
And the main thing, and I've said it on numerous different Facebook groups and websites and all that, is that it shows to me that Lucasfilm aren't messing around.
Mm-hmm.
They're not dicking about. They saw the reaction to Rogue One, which they never thought was going to be as successful as it actually was. They saw the reaction, they saw the money coming in, which is what they always see, and they says, right, we can't fuck about now. So whereas these anthology movies have gone from being anthology movies, they're now the Star Wars anthology movies, because the company, that's the way I see it.
But that's the thing as well, is, Han Solo is a beloved character.
Yes.
And if your movie, of the origins or whatever it's going to be of Han Solo isn't going to your liking, then you're going to do something about it. You can't fuck about with Han Solo.
On that, here's a question for you. Because we know they're like, 3 or 4 weeks away from the end of production, which is quite late in the game to be getting rid of them, but it's happened before, it'll happen again. But they said that they don't like the kid who's playing Han Solo. It's come out that Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, they're not big fans of the kid that's actually playing him.
Don't cast him then.
So they've brought in like acting coaches and whatnot to sort of help him through the process and all that.
Right.
Apparently they like his look, but they're not keen on his, his mannerisms or whatever, like the way he's coming across. Do they, at this point, at this stage of the game, do they Francis Ford Coppola it and replace him now?
So they've pretty much hired him because he looks a little bit like young Harrison Ford.
Well, I've never seen him in anything, so I don't even know where he's from. But yeah,
I've seen him in something, but I can't remember. Was it American Horror Story he was in?
Isn't that?
I think. Maybe. Anyway, this slate, I don't know. I mean, it depends how much they aren't liking him.
Yeah. I suppose you bring in coaches, just get him through it. Just get him through the movie, and hopefully it'll only be one outing anyway, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, that seems to be the big thing that's coming on right now, is everybody's talking about the Han Solo movie, so I thought we'd best address it. As Star Wars fans, what do we think, so...
Yeah, I'm not concerned about it.
No.
I think that they did the right thing.
And there's all hatchet journalism. Is it in trouble? Is it in trouble? It's in trouble. No, it's not.
Clickbait fucks.
They've made the right choice, and they've done what they had to do, and they're fixing it. So there you go. All the best to Lord and Miller. I'm sure they're going to fall on their feet and they'll find something else.
Jump Street.
Of course, exactly. 23 Jump Street, 24 Jump Street, 27, 29, 40. I'm happy. Just keep making those movies. But yeah, anything else?
Yeah, I've got a few things. Well, the first one, this has happened since we last recorded. Daniel Day-Lewis has quit acting.
You're worried about this?
I'm good.
You're worried though. You think he might be terminal or something?
Well, hopefully not.
Yeah.
But it was
It's
just
Daniel
the fact that
Day-Lewis.
he said it was because of personal reasons, and it was like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
Especially and again, rest in peace. We've lost another one. Michael Nyqvist. I can never say his last name. The guy who was in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
All right. Oh, yeah. I mean,
he passed this week. Is it Michael or is it David? David Nyqvist. Yeah, he's passed away this week anyway, so that's shit. Because I quite liked him as well.
Yeah, I know. But
So,
yeah,
you think Daniel Day-Lewis might be going?
hopefully not.
I don't think he is. I think he's so method that it's taken its toll.
Maybe.
Like, you know how when DiCaprio, was it a couple of years back, did like Wolf of Wall Street, The Revenant and Django, and it was those three movies in quick succession, and at the end of The Revenant, he basically said he was burnt, like that he had nothing left to give.
Yeah.
So he was going to take a bit of time out. Thank God he never, because hopefully he's still got things going on. But he said after those three. So do you think that Daniel Day-Lewis is just like so fucking method because he doesn't break character till the DVD commentary? that he's had to take a couple of years off?
Maybe like he's sort of planning to do a Vietnam War movie. He's playing a black guy and he's taking time off to get his pigmentation changed.
Maybe that would be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty.
That
cool.
would be cool. But That does it does worry me because I like a good Daniel Day-Lewis movie.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with him though.
Hopefully not.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, he'll be back. He'll be back soon. Yeah. Avatar 2.
Yep.
Still coming. Still happening. Good old Jimmy Cameron reckons it's still going to happen. But now, I don't quite know what to make of this one.
Is it the 3D thing?
Yeah. It's going to be 3D, but you're not going to have to wear 3D glasses.
Well, I mean, 3D's on its arse.
Are they going to Inception the fuck out of this movie? Like they're just going to beam it into our memories?
Maybe, eh? Maybe it's going to be like a hologram.
No, I don't want to see that.
No. I mean, well, if they've got some kind of new special magical technology.
No, I don't think they actually have this technology. I think he's just like, I'm going to make it.
Alright.
He's like, remember when I told you I was going to make 3D cameras and that was going to be a big thing? He's just going to make it. He's going to invent it. And as far as I'm aware, he thinks that we're not kicking the balls off having that technology, but we don't have it yet. But apparently by 2018, when the movie's supposed to come out, we'll have it.
No chance.
It'll not be out in our lifetime, man. But Jimmy Cameron's got some groundbreaking tech, and he's going to Inception the fuck out of us.
To be fair, you know, the first Avatar movie launched 3D again, and it's, 12 years ago or something like that it came out, and it's still kicking about. It's, as I said, it's kind of dying on its arse. Yeah. We've kind of gone off it. We saw Wonder Woman in 3D. We saw like Rogue One in 3D.
When I think of Wonder Woman, I can't think of anything that needed to be 3D.
Same with Rogue One. It did not need to be in 3D.
I think they just keep doing it for the sake of it.
Yeah. Well, it's because you get extra money for the tickets.
But the thing is, as well, the cinema we go to, they have the massive big IMAX screen, but they only seem to show it in IMAX 3D. If they had like more than one or two screens where they would show 3D and a 2D, I would do 2D every time. Yeah. On IMAX.
There are certain films like Guardians of the Galaxy I saw in 3D, and the first Guardians movie was actually one of the only movies that I can think of off the top of my head that the 3D actually lent something to the movie.
It's still Transformers for me.
Fuck off for that.
No, honestly, the third one. The third movie, and I've told you this story before because I don't think you came to see that one, did you?
I've not seen any Transformers movie in the cinema.
We were with
apart from the proper one in 1984.
Well, there you go. We were with Twiggy in that, and you know Twiggy's a huge fan, Transformers fan. We were sat literally in the front row in the fucking nosebleeds, the breaking necks, sorry, and we're sitting there basically looking up at the screen like that the whole time. And when the building was falling down and the debris was coming down, that's the first time I've ever watched a movie and thought, fuck, like the 3D, like, but it was debris, you know? It wasn't like a transformer coming out of the screen, it was debris falling from a building. So that's my 3D experience in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I could take it or leave it. Yeah.
But I don't think can you even get, if a movie's in 3D, can you even go to IMAX 2D?
No. I don't think you can. I think that's what I'm saying. Like, our cinema, definitely not the one we normally go to.
Spider-Man's out next week. I'm not entirely bothered about seeing it in 3D, to be honest with you.
Do you not want like web jizz in your face? Is that not going to be like
I don't think that'll happen.
You'll just be jizzing.
You'll
just be jizzing in people's faces.
Yeah.
Dirty bastard. Anything else?
Yeah. So, talking to Spider-Man, this is a nice little thing. Peter Parker was in Iron Man 2.
Oh, apparently bullshit. Bullshit.
I know it's bullshit.
Talk about fucking grasping at straws here.
They just sort of said, "Oh, wouldn't it be nice if that kid that like pointed at the thing in Iron Man 2? Wouldn't it be nice if that was Peter Parker?" That's a cool little thing.
Apparently, it does add up as well, timeline wise. I read somewhere that they'd done they'd gone back and they'd done the actual timeline. It could be Peter Parker. Bullshit.
Well, I know that there's no chance in hell that when we were making Iron Man 2, that if you look at the credits, little kid Iron Man / Peter Parker, fucking no chance in hell.
You have to love the way that Tom Holland and Kevin Feige and all that jumped on that. Because obviously it was a fan theory, it came out, and it's like, oh yeah, totally, we fucking planned that shit. It's like, no, you fucking never.
Stop lying. That's a nice little thing. That's a nice, cool little thing.
It is.
I know it's bollocks, but it's a nice little
It is. I'll give you that.
You know, I'm not a big fan of fan theories. I think most of them just want to go out and get some fresh air, as you know. But yeah, it's a nice little.
It is. I'll let you have that one. I'll let you have that. I just, when I read it, I was like, I am not buying that. So let's. You got anything else?
Yeah, I've got a couple more. Things.
I've got a couple more as well, but I quite like that one. So you've got some good ones.
Well, there you go. Stay on Marvel. Apparently, they are talking about bringing Captain Britain into the MCU.
Yeah, I saw the headline. I didn't read it.
I don't know a great deal about Captain Britain. It's an obscure one.
Aren't they all really though? Yeah, they don't actually own the rights to any of the big
I was thinking
ones.
about that the other night, and that's the thing, isn't it? Because, you know, with the DCEU, they've got the fucking rights to all of their big names. But with Marvel, they don't. They don't have the X-Men, which should be in the MCU.
I think
this is
kind of
Fantastic Four, which should be in the MCU. So they're pretty big fucking characters that they've not got access to.
That's one of the things that I've been trying to wrap my head around. You know, like going forward, because I've been a bit down on the MCU recently.
I know you have.
And it's through no fault of the movies themselves. Like
Marvel here.
It's not even that. I've just been down on it a little bit, and I think what you're saying there is kind of what the problem is going forward. Like, I know with DC going forward, we've got what Batman, we've got what Flash, we've got what Cyborg and all that, but they also have all these other like mainstay characters and mid-level characters that they can land on, they can go to, and the MCU can't even they can't even go to the main characters because they don't fucking have the rights to them. And it's a thing that's been playing with me for a little while now. Like, where do they go now? Because they can't have the Fantastic Four, as you said. I would love to see the Marvel Universe do a Fantastic Four movie, because I think it's the only way it's going to work.
Look at what Spider-Man. You know, I've not read any reviews because I don't do that before a movie comes out, but you know, from the headlines anyway, it seems to be getting amazing response.
People are loving it.
So look at what they've done with Spider-Man compared to what Sony has fucking been doing with Spider-Man. Yeah. But yeah, it's. I know that your sort of big thing with Marvel, or one of your things with Marvel, is the origin stories.
Yeah, the rinse and repeat.
But you know, as I've said to you a few times, is because you know they're sort of plucking these sort of more obscure characters that people don't know, like your as opposed to like your Wonder Woman, who everybody knows who Wonder Woman is. Everybody knows who the Flash is. But who the fuck knows? Like, unless you've been reading Marvel comics since you were a kid. Yeah. And you know, and all that. Who the fuck knows who Captain Britain is?
Well, nobody knew who the Guardians were.
I mean, I have heard of Captain Britain. I've heard of him, but I don't know fuck all about his mythology.
But it's the thing, like Guardians, like again, unless you're like a diehard Marvel fan,
then that worked. I mean,
I'd never heard of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it ended up being probably my favourite movie of the MCU so far. I haven't seen the second one yet. I just don't know what's going on with that. I'm just struggling with it. Yeah. Like, I'm just down on Marvel right now, and it's not that I hate Marvel.
Yeah, sure is.
It fucking isn't, so shut up. It really isn't, because I still got faith in them. I still got faith in what they do going forward. I will see Spider-Man, probably before I see Guardians 2, to be fair. But I just seem I'm a bit down on it. And I hate being down on it because I do love it. And as well, Doctor Strange didn't set my world on fire.
It was it's better on a rewatch, I'll say.
Maybe I need to give it another go.
Yeah, it is better on a rewatch. I really don't know. They seem to be going for something with the Infinity War. Yeah. Which is out next year, is it?
This year?
No, it's Justice League this year.
Oh, right.
Infinity War is next year, and then the Untitled Avengers movie in 2019.
Infinity Wars 2.
I don't think it's been called that. It was called that originally, wasn't it? Nah. But there seemed to be. It seems to be that once they reach that second Avengers movie, they're drawing a line under a lot of their characters.
Yeah, because the latest thing that came out recently was that there's going to be a couple of big major deaths in Infinity Wars, but I'm almost certain that they said there was going to be big major death in Civil War. There wasn't.
Was there any?
There wasn't fucking
Wars?
anybody. Like, anybody I gave a fuck about.
I watched Civil War the other night, actually, and they should have killed off Rory.
They should have killed off a few of them. Yeah.
But, I don't know where the hell they're going. I mean, obviously, they've got to bring in these characters because they have to bring in new characters. You can't just make the same movie with the same people and over again. But it's a shame that they don't have access to the big draws.
Yeah. I think
you never know what's going to happen.
I'm sure they get them, but why don't they just, like, it's Disney, man, just buy them. Just fucking buy them.
Just buy Fox and then you've got them.
Disney does, like, they just buy everyone. So they're literally just steamrolling everyone. So just buy them. Fuck's sake.
There you go. That's some advice from 365 Flicks podcast to Disney.
Just buy them.
Just buy them.
Jumping over the fence, there has been a couple of little bits of DC news that one excites me, the other one doesn't. Matt Reeves, the director of the Batman movie, he has turned on and basically he's saying that it's going to be a sort of noirish detective movie. I love that. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think we've seen that yet. Like,
we've never really seen Batman in the movies as a detective.
Well, we don't, apart from when he like reconstructed a bullet out of a wall that is fucking impossible. And you just sit there and go, fuck you, Christian Bale, fuck you.
Or his interrogation methods, where's the trigger?
Yeah, I'm loving the sound of that.
That sounds good. Yep.
Matt Reeves clearly, I mean, those 8 movies are phenomenal. I'm really looking forward to seeing the third one. The third one just looks...
That's out in a few weeks as well, isn't it?
It looks fucking mind-blowing. Mm. And every time I see Andy Serkis talking about it, I cannot wait. He's so fucking passionate about that movie. Yeah. Like, he could make you want to watch it, like, and he does. So I'm looking forward to that. And you know what? I was devastated when Batfleck, like, stepped down from directing duties. And I wanted him to make it. But if you're going to give it to anyone right now, Matt Reeves is the man to go with. Because he can make a good, serious movie. It'll be nice and gritty. I know Dev doesn't like that word, but it'll be nice and gritty and real. But he's going to make a nice noirish detective tale. And I love the sound of that. Yeah. I do.
It's giving us something different about Batman.
And Batfleck walking around with a magnifying glass. Do you think he'll be like standing there and he'll just turn to the camera and he'll be like, my name's Batfleck, my name's Batman. And then she walked into my office and she had sweet legs for a dame. Nah,
I don't think so, but you never know. You never know.
I would watch that. I would totally watch that. Time to get the cape and cowl. I'd totally watch that. But yeah, the other one is Jared Leto has come out and he's basically refuses to confirm or deny whether he's going to be in Gotham City Sirens.
Why? Why is he?
I don't know. It seems to be news, but it kind of it upset me a little bit because I kind of have in my head I have an idea of how I would like to see this go. Because obviously Suicide Squad 2 is coming as well, and I in my head I want Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad 2 to be its own little trilogy, sort of building up the Joker and Harley relationship sort of thing. So you had like the first day, you had Suicide Squad where the Joker's sort of the outside villain, but not really, he's just there to get bums in seats really, which I'm totally fine with.
Do that now? Think that'll happen now?
Oh yeah.
Suicide Squad?
Aye. I do. Honestly, I think Jared's going to carry on with that thing, that momentum. But then I'd quite like to see how he like broke her out at the end. I'd quite like to see her powering around with the Birds of Prey in the next movie, with Joker kind of being the main bad guy of that movie. But he's not really being a bad guy. He's just trying to get Harley back, but in the meantime causing chaos doing it. And then she kind of turns with him at the end, and then Suicide Squad 2 becomes, let's get the Clown Prince and the Clown Princess of crime. Let's go and fucking catch them. That's my trilogy for those movies. Not going to happen, but I'd love to see it. And it kind of pissed me off when he says, yeah, I might be, but I might not be.
Oh, shut up, you goddamn hippie.
I know, cut your hair. But yeah, that's that. And the other news which just came out yesterday is that DC Animation is releasing all 30 of the DC animated collection. They've made 30 movies so far, and they're releasing them in one big box set.
Alright, okay.
30 DC animated movies.
I didn't know they'd done that many.
Yeah.
There you go.
Since like 2007. So that's 10 years. They're releasing it as a big, huge box set, 30 movies. I'm tempted.
I've watched a couple of the animated ones. I mean, we weren't keen on, what's it called?
Killing Joke.
Yeah, that was a bit crappy.
It's in there.
That was a bit crappy. But I've watched a couple of the other ones, and they're, you know, they're alright.
They're usually pretty good movies, usually, for animations. But it got me tempted. I was kind of like, I could invest in that for Christmas, just in time for Christmas. So we'll see. But yeah, that's my DC news.
Okay. I was going to talk about the noir thing, because that does...
It sounds cool.
Sound really interesting.
It sounds really cool.
Do you think because, you know, they're making R-rated superhero movies now, like Logan, do you think they would do an R-rated Batman movie? Or they'd be too scared to an R-rated noir Batman movie?
So it would be Batman but Sin City?
Don't say that. Oh, for God's sake.
That put you off, is it?
Yeah. Never
Talking about R-rated though, the Hellboy remake, Hellboy reboot R-rated. With him from Stranger Things, Matthew Modine. No, sorry, that's Brigger's Matthew Modine. David Harbour.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm still a bit flat on the fact that they're redoing it, because I kind of want to see another Ron Perlman.
I wanted to see Hellboy 3.
But to be fair, he's getting on a bit.
Yeah, it's still could have done it though.
But you know what does excite me about that is that it's being directed by Dog Soldiers, Neil Marshall.
Right.
And we both know that, as British directors goes, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah. That's the top 5 we need to do.
Neil Marshall movies.
No, just top 5 sort of, you know, we mentioned Matt Reeves there, Lord Miller, top 5 sort of promising or up and coming directors.
I thought you were going to say top 5 directors who got sacked. But yeah, so that's that. And just before we move on, it's not DC related, but it kind of is a little bit. The Accountant too.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm good with that.
Happy with that. Anything else?
Yeah, well, right, okay. David Chase, the creator of The Sopranos, is talking to HBO and is apparently quite keen on making the Sopranos prequel that we've spoken about. Set in the 70s and 80s, with obviously Uncle June, Tony's dad. What was Chrissy's dad called? Dickie Moltisanti, is that right?
Aye.
That'll be. I'm fucking up for that. Like,
I'll be up for that.
Yeah.
Could you set it at a time when you've got all the dads and Uncle Drew and all that, but you've also got a young Tony and young Big Pussy?
Well, you know, they did like flashbacks to when Tony was a kid, and Pussy was older than Tony, so you could have him in there. Sil and Polly were older as well, so you could have Polly in there too. Because wasn't Polly in his dad's crew?
Yes.
So like a Polly who's just sort of coming into... That would be fucking awesome.
Because Polly was a total renegade, like, when he wanted to be, so seeing him sort of in his prime when he's just a young lad, that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
That sounds good. We've been wanting that for a while.
We have been. We wanted the story of the dad. We wanted that, and but I would love it if they would just set it so that you've just got that little bit where Tony sort of...
He said in the whatever interview he was doing that he's talking to them, he wants to do it, and it's going to be like 70s, 80s.
Be cool. So you could do that then. That's about the right time.
And it's the original creator of the show, you know, so we know that he's going to stay true to the you know, the feel of the show and all that kind of thing. Exactly.
Everything will be on point.
So I am up for that. Like,
no, I like that. I hadn't seen that. I'm quite pleased with that.
Do you have anything else?
To another show that I'm looking forward to. It's just gone to pilot recently. I cannot wait to see this. It's going to be on Sci-Fi. It's not putting me off though. Kevin Bacon is going to be starring and producing the Tremors TV show. And I am massively pleased about this, like full-on geek boner for this kid. Cannot wait to see it. Even if it only gets a pilot, I'm not bothered. Like just the pilot.
For just the pilot.
Just the pilot.
I mean, I've seen the first Tremors. I've not seen any others. I've not seen it for a long time. But yeah, I'm up for that. Why not?
It does confuse me a little bit though, because they're currently right now also filming Tremor 6.
Right.
With Michael Gross reprising his role as Bert Gummer. It kind of makes me wonder if he would be in the TV show, because it's supposedly like it's a follow-on from the first Tremors. The TV show is going to be like the first two Tremors. It's going to follow on from like the second movie, because obviously like there's been 4 other movies that nobody ever saw. So why would you follow on from that? But super happy that that Kevin Bacon's in on it, and hopefully it might stop those tragic EE adverts happening. And for the Americans, would they get that trailer over there, those adverts?
No.
There was literally
they've got their own
like phone signals and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, there's literally an advert over here that Kevin Bacon is in, and he's in all of them, and it's for a mobile phone company that, you know, it is pretty shit. But Kevin Bacon's advertising them, and he's been celebrating everything British. But in the latest advert that came out, he was dressed in the Britney Spears outfit from Oops, I Did It Again.
He was, yeah.
Not a pretty sight. He's a pretty man, but that's not a pretty sight. I was a bit gutted.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't really watch adverts all that much these days, because you've got Sky, so you can times 30 it. But I have seen that, and yeah, it's not good. It's very, very, very not good. So if that got him away from that, then all the better.
Happy fucking days.
Yeah.
So you got anything else?
One more thing.
Oh, here we go. Is this your rant?
This is the rant. It's a sort of a return to the, would you just fuck off?
Oh.
Right.
I was going to use that this week.
Amy Pascal.
No, come on now. Come on.
Look,
if you shake the hands of the devil, if you get in bed with a coke fiend, allegedly, like Amy Pascal, you have to expect that this is going to happen.
Moron.
You're not happy with this, are you?
No,
I don't think anybody
they've
is.
been talking about, you know, they've cast Tom Hardy as Venom.
Yep.
Fine. But they've been talking about, like, Carnage is going to be in there, and then it's going to be part of the MCU, then it's not going to be part of the MCU, then it is definitely going to be part of the MCU, and then, no, it's not going to be part of the MCU. Shut the fuck up!
The last thing I saw was that it is part of the MCU, but Spider-Man's not going to be in it.
Oh.
The MCU Spider-Man is not going to be in the Venom movie.
Just shut your fucking mouth, woman. Just shut up.
I watched that initial interview when she basically turned on and blurted that out, and I did love Kevin Feige's face. I mean, straight away it replaced the sad Ben Affleck face from the interviews, and people kept putting the memes out.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, before I saw all those memes, I sat and watched that interview. And I did sit there and I went, look at his face. Because he was like, what the fuck you doing? What the fuck you doing? What the fuck you doing?
Do you think, like, that must be so fucking frustrating, because I get the impression anyway that Sony are kind of, you know, holding the MCU or Marvel Studios over a barrel, where if they just kind of take the ghee, or take the huff for Americans. I don't even know what ghee is, really.
No, I didn't know what it was.
If they take the huff, they'll just say, well, fuck you, you're not getting Spider-Man anymore, we'll withdraw the entire thing. Which they would do.
Well, they finally kind of... It's been a while, but we finally sort of got the gist of what the deal is now. With
yeah, they're getting... we called that, to be fair.
Well, yeah, it's basically Marvel Sony are paying. They're paying everything. They're doing the marketing. They're basically doing everything. All Marvel are doing is making the movie. And basically they're making it for free.
Yeah.
So that they can have rights, not have rights, but they can have use of the character in other MCU movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not being funny, right? You want Spider-Man in the MCU. Everybody wanted it. Fanboys wanted it. Marvel wanted it. They fought long and fucking hard for it. And as much as, fuck Amy Pascal, like... She's a fucking mad genius. Because she's literally, before she got booted from Sony because of all that email malarkey, she signed herself into a position where she's now in control of Spider-Man. It's not really Sony, it's like she's in charge. What a mad bastard. She's a genius.
That's a word for it.
She's Trump-like genius.
Just fuck off. But yeah... It must be so fucking frustrating for the like Kevin Feige or
Well,
Feige.
you keep seeing it. They're on, they're on the campaign trail right now, basically for Homecoming, and you keep getting these interviews with Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal sat together, and every single one that comes along, you can just see him like,
what are you going to say now?
Get me out of this. Just get me away from here. And she's maintaining it's part of the MCU, and he's like, or as King Ross would say, it's great. I'm loving it.
So yeah, on behalf of Kevin Feige then, Amy Pascal, shut the fuck up.
Allegedly.
So yeah, that's the rant over. It's annoying.
Well, one last thing, we're going to move on to our What Have You Been Watching, our Quickie Reviews. So actually, we'll do Riverdale first. But before we do that, a trailer came out yesterday. We got a lot of trailers yesterday, actually. We got the Jumanji trailer, which looks great. I'm not at all what I was expecting, so looking forward to it. The Rock, big fan.
I like how they've transported them into the other world.
Yeah.
I like the concept of that. Yeah, looks interesting.
Because you did kind of wonder, is it going to be another board game where they get sucked in, which I would have been fine with, but I kind of like the way they've done it. Like they've updated it. It's looking pretty.
I liked Karen Gillan's line about what she's wearing. Like, why the fuck am I in the middle of the jungle dressed like this?
Is that a reshoot? Because remember, she got a lot of shit for that when they were posting those initial pictures out, and it was like everybody was saying she's in the middle of a jungle and she's wearing that. I'm wondering if that's a reshoot just to take the piss out of the troll.
Maybe I did read something like, okay, we will address. Well, there
you go. That's awesome. We've got a trailer for The Cult of Chucky, which I'm still looking forward to.
No, I'm not bothered.
It looks horrendous, but I'm still looking forward to it. Still looking forward to it. Atomic Blonde. Did you watch the trailer?
No,
I told you to watch it.
I forgot.
This looks fucking awesome. It's like it looks like a proper spy movie in the way that they used to make spy movies. Charlize Theron playing the lead role.
Okay.
Looking badass. Like she's got some good moves in this. James McAvoy is the male lead across from her. Kind of looking sort of like Brad Pitt in fucking Fight Club.
Right.
Looks like he's really Fight Clubbing up. Like, the later half of the movie when he's got the skinhead and he's wearing the vests and all that. Kind of looks a bit like that. And I was I'm okay with that look for James McAvoy. It's pretty cool. That looks like it's going to be a great movie. I think that's one we need to watch out for. Big time.
I will watch the trailer. I completely forgot about it.
Watch the trailer because it's sort of like, it looks a bit Bourne-y, but just, I don't know, a bit Cold War-y Bourne type style. Like, it looks fucking great. It looks great. We also got the trailer for the Netflix movie, the Death Note movie that's coming.
Yeah, I've not watched that either.
I cannot wait to see that.
Huh. And
it fills me full of joy because it looks like they've done it well. But I watched the trailer and somebody in the Jock and Nerd community page asked if it was actually a series or a movie, because I initially thought it was going to be a series. It turns out it's a movie, which is fine. I'm okay with that. It's a lot to put into a movie, but I'm okay with that, especially on Netflix. But then when I was looking to find out, there's a lot of articles and people are going nuts about whitewashing again on this, because obviously it's a Japanese anime. They made the live action movies a few years back, which are both incredibly good. It kind of pissed me off again, but this one I can almost sort of see the point.
Okay.
Whereas normally I'm dead again. Like, when people say, "Oh, you're whitewashing, you don't cast white people in Chinese roles and all that." Normally I'm like, just shut the fuck up. It's a movie, It's a big budget Hollywood movie. What do you expect? I'm kind of a little bit on their side with this one because Death Note is amazing, and I don't want them to cast a bunch of generic-faced, no-name Americans for the sake of it, and it turned out to be shit. I'm hoping it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I've never actually heard of the anime.
Oh,
it's not an anime, man. I've never watched anime.
It's amazing, and they've got Willem Dafoe doing the voice of the Shinigami Ryuk, which...
Bless you.
When he speaks at the end of the trailer, perfect. He's got that weird voice, doesn't he? That Willem Dafoe voice, the gobby voice. But yeah, so that is the news. We will move on to our next section. Unless you have anything else?
No, on you go.
So let's go and do the Riverdale, just the pilot.
Dear me.
So I'll put a little ad break in and then we'll come back.
It feels like all the second hand is frozen.
my God.
Every corpse has a tale to tell, and this one has the touch of evil.
Archie, a kid is dead. I saw you guys.
How you feel about me? Is it real?
I'm asking you right now if you love me.
Who are you lying to?
I'm breakfast at
Riverdale.
but this
Riverdale.
is strictly
So Riverdale.
How much did you love this?
I fucking hated it.
I knew you would.
Did you enjoy it?
No. I enjoyed the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes, and then everything in between was just
awful.
awful.
Horrendously bad.
It is bad.
The
Like,
characters are awful, the writing's awful, the actors are shit. The guy, the lad, the fucking 40-year-old man that's playing the main character, he looks older than fucking Luke Perry. It's
Luke Perry was in it. Oh, don't you want it, baby?
It was so fucking bad.
Yeah. I've got nothing else I can say, really. I watched it with Lindsay, you know, a bit of moral support. Lindsay enjoyed it. I'll give her that. No wonder Brigger likes it. This was a really, really bad show. Like I said, the first 5 minutes got me semi-intrigued. Didn't give me a semi, just got me semi-intrigued with the whole murder thing, like her going out in the boat and the kid dying and that.
You know, if you want something like that, watch Bloodlines on Netflix.
Yes, like a way better
You
show.
know, but I kind of thought, you know, before I put it on, I thought, you know what, 13 Reasons Why surprised me massively.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. But no.
The kid playing Archie is wank. I love the movie Josie and the Pussycats. I'm actually a fan of it, much to everyone's dismay. I love the movie.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
And they have the Pussycats in this movie, and it's not my Josie and the Pussycats.
Not your mother's Josie and the
Your mother's Josie and the Pussycats. This fucking show, man. Brigger goes on about this.
I know.
This was like the reason that I chose this one, because I thought, you know what, he always goes on about it. I know Jeff and Blake refused to even like acknowledge it, but oh man, even for a CW show, this is pants.
Yeah, it's... Has it been given a season 2?
Probably, because
CW, yeah.
there are people out there who love that shit.
Yeah.
It just does nothing for me. It really did nothing. Like I say, the opening 5 minutes and then the closing 5 minutes, when you have the sort of the murder mystery thing going on, I was like, this could be interesting. I just don't want any of the bullshit in between. I don't want Archie in it. I don't want the two girls, generic turd-faced girls, who were sort of lesbians at one point. That got me intrigued. I didn't really care about anyone. It's like, this show has nothing. Like you say, the writing's awful.
Just the bit, they had the bit where they're moving from New York to this place, and they go in and they've got the butler welcoming them and all that, and she goes, oh, like Jeffrey or whatever the fuck his name is, butler name. And it's like, how am I supposed to relate to these characters? Like this rich bitch and her rich bitch daughter. How and the help, how am I supposed to relate to this character?
Yeah.
And the answer is you don't.
No. And then even like, we find out that they've just moved to town sort of thing. But then at the end, when they were putting what I assumed were the suspects for the murder, you have all these different people, and you know, it's that typical like teen drama thing. Somebody did it, and it's one of these 10 people standing around the body, you know, and they were there. And I'm sitting there going, why the fuck is she there? Because she's just moved to town. Like, what, she killed someone and then moved in?
Timey-wimey.
Fuck's sake, man.
Maybe that's what it is, the doctor's in it.
Honestly,
even then I wouldn't watch it.
Fucking terrible.
So would you watch it again?
No. I even Lindsay said she ain't watching it. Because I thought, you know what? I can't base this on me, because it's crap. And I like a teen drama, like, I never liked the OC. But I liked a bit of One Tree Hill. I love Dawson's Creek, as you know. I fucking love Dawson's Creek. 13 Reasons Why was great, because it was a bit Dawson's Creek, but a bit edgier.
And better acting.
Not better writing, fuck that. And then I thought, this can't be that bad. And it was all sorts of bad.
It was really, really bad.
Yeah. So Riverdale, we ain't watching it.
We are not.
And neither's Lindsay.
No. So yeah, Brigger, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Aye, that was bad.
Yeah.
So
I have got
on that
one for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go.
This actually has been shown on Sky for a little while. I've not watched it yet. I've got like 5 episodes recorded in my planner, so I've not watched it yet. It's a Fox show.
Ooh.
The show's called Shots Fired.
Shots Fired.
Shots Fired.
Okay.
Here's a little blurb. When Joshua Beck, who was in The Wire, an African-American sheriff's deputy kills an unarmed white college student, a small town in North Carolina is turned upside down. Before the town has a chance to grapple with this tragedy, the neglected murder of an African-American teen is brought to light, opening wounds that threaten to tear the community apart.
Shots fired.
Sounds gritty.
Sounds shit.
It sounds shit. So yeah, shots fired.
Shots fired. I will partake in that for the next episode because this is working now. I feel we've found our niche.
Yeah.
Not really.
We've actually not picked a. I said I would watch Taken again, which I haven't done.
Yeah, I would say no.
But Frontier was crap. Taken was okay. That Riverdale was not. Was pretty far removed from okay.
Yep.
So we're due a good TV show that we both love and we both would watch again. So I think shots fired.
Nice one. So with that, we will move on to our Quickie Reviews. I just want to quickly apologise though, because there is some drilling going on outside
Yes,
the
if
cave.
you can hear that, that's what it is, but that's what you get for recording at 2 o'clock in the
Exactly.
afternoon.
Why would anybody record during the day? So Quickie Reviews coming up.
Yeah.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake from the History of Bad Ideas. And we'll get back to your regularly scheduled program here in just a second, geek listeners. But we do a weekly podcast called The History of Bad Ideas.
Yeah, where we'll discuss things like television or movies or music or games or any other thing that falls into our geek-related podcast knowledge.
You can find us on Geek Life Radio, Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, or Radio-Blitz, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, or you can listen to us whenever the hell you want on iTunes and Stitcher.
Check us out. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
So what have you been watching?
Well, I've not really been watching a great deal.
Yeah, you said this.
Yeah,
I've said this.
Right, so I have got a valid reason. I've been writing a screenplay.
You've been going over to Stephen King and shot.
Yeah, exactly. I have been writing a screenplay for a short film, and yeah, that's been taking up quite a lot of time.
Yeah, you do keep going on about it, and it's getting annoying. But
yeah, I know.
Whatever.
You keep double ticking me, it's fucker.
So how's it coming along? Have you finished? Do you think you're finished?
I think I am close to being finished with it.
Am I still going to be your get it done guy?
Oh yeah.
You're I don't care how much it takes, just fucking do it.
Yeah. Oh aye.
I don't care how precious you are, do it.
Motherfucker.
No, I didn't put any blue M&Ms in your trailer. Just do the fucking movie.
Yeah. You're definitely the guy for that.
Oh, definitely, 100%. I will make that shit happen.
Good lad. Yeah, I think that it's close to being ready. I've got a couple of people having a read over it to see what they think. Yeah, I think it's almost there, and then try and figure out what the fuck to do next.
Yeah, I think that's the hard part.
Learning as I go.
YouTube tells you everything.
Cos has been very, very helpful.
Yep, friend of the show, Cos.
Exactly. He recommended a good. That is ridiculous. Can we tell him to shut up?
Be fine.
Yeah, he recommended a good script writing software for me. I'd been using Microsoft Word before.
I was going to say, is it called Microsoft Word?
No.
Oh, like proper software.
Proper software.
Nice.
Yeah, it's all scripty and professional.
Oh, he hooked you up.
Aye.
Nice.
So yeah, and he's been giving me a lot of good advice and that. So yeah, thank you to Cos.
Dark Beacon coming soon.
Exactly. And yeah, everybody have a look for Cos's YouTube channel.
The vlog, that was pretty cool. I actually enjoyed that. Yeah.
I was sold as soon as he was filming at the
he got kicked out,
and he got told to shut the fucking camera off, and they had to that was fucking great.
That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah. And spent 4 hours travel. How the fuck do you spend 4 hours traveling to go to a barbecue? That's mental.
Yeah, that is mental.
And it started raining.
It's not Bob.
That was funny. I was laughing at that. So everybody have a look on the YouTubes for Cosplay, COZ Play. And check out his vlogs.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Check out Dark Beacon when it arrives.
So yeah, I have been busy doing that, so I've not watched a great deal, but I've got a couple of cheeky things to talk about.
Well, seeing as you've not watched too much, I will start.
Go ahead then.
Because I did a little bit of a Michael Pena double bill this week.
Oh.
Because you know I like a bit of Michael Pena. And he's had 2 movies out in the last year that I had. One of them I was avoiding like the fucking plague, because I just didn't like the look of it. And the other one I've been really intrigued by. I just hadn't got around to it. So the first one I watched, Chips, which is like big screen remake of an original TV show back in like the 70s or 80s.
Yeah, I think I saw a trailer for it.
With the cops on the motorbikes. This is the one that I was avoiding like the plague. 2 reasons. One was Dax Shepard is the other leading male. And you remember Dax Shepard from like, he was relevant about 10 years ago.
Okay.
He's not done shit all since. He's appeared in little bits and pieces here and there. He's the other lead in the film, so I was kind of like, well, Michael Pena's a grade A fucking like star. Dax Shepard, I wouldn't even give him a rating. And also the second reason was because Dax Shepard was directing.
Right.
So I was kind of like, well, he can't act, so where the fuck's he going to go directing wise? This movie, it goes along at a nice little pace. It's quite violent. Not overly violent, but it's quite violent. Lots of sweary words in it. Quite a lot of like. I watched an interview with Mark Kermode. Now, if you've listened to the podcast before, you know that I can't stand Mark Kermode. But every now and then I'll check out an interview of a movie that I wasn't really that interested in and see what he had to say about it. And usually, if he thinks it's shit, I'll watch it. And he kept on going on about the homophobia in this movie, and he kept saying it's utterly disgusting.
In Chips.
In Chips, he's like, it's utterly disgusting. It totally takes away everything from the movie. Homophobia this, homophobia that. It's not really got homophobia in it. It's like, yeah, Michael Pena doesn't want to look at another guy's junk. Like, he's a straight guy who doesn't want to look at another straight guy's penis.
Right.
And that's an ongoing joke all the way through the movie. And you get a payoff 3/4 of the way through. You do get a payoff. And it's not much of a payoff, it's just quite funny. But he made a big deal about that. And I just want to say, you know what, calm down. Because they mention it like 6 times in the movie, and it's not a big thing. It's just the fact that he doesn't want to touch another guy's penis.
Fair play.
Exactly. And it works for the movie because it works for the cast dynamic. The movie itself goes along. It's okay. It's passable. But the last half an hour is amazing. Like, really, really enjoyed the last half an hour of this movie. You get a couple of little scenes that me and Lindsay just kind of went, oh fuck, that just happened. Like, it just really threw us off, and it ends really well. And the last half an hour is worth watching this movie for that. The rest of it, it's not overly amazing. It's a buddy cop movie,
right?
Where they don't get along, but it's a buddy cop movie. Vinny D'Onofrio for Kingpin and Daredevil and stuff, he's the bad guy in it, so he brings a little something to the table. Yeah. It's a soft recommend, but it's a recommend.
I'll give that. I like Michael Pena as well, so...
Dax isn't too annoying, and he's, considering it's his first directing job, he's not done a bad job. It's just, it's not 100% for me. Soft recommend. But the other one is called War on Everyone. You might have seen this on the Netflix, on the pages and stuff. It's got Michael Pena again, and, what's his fucking name? Eric Northman from True Blood. Sarsgaard?
Alexander
Sarsgaard, aye. He's also in it. He's phenomenal in this movie. Pena's amazing as usual, and I fully endorse this one. Fully endorse it. Again, very violent, lots of swear words, doing coke left, right and centre. Nice little, it's another cop sort of thing, but they're sort of like just this side of the law. And it's like, if there's money there to be taken, they will take it, because they're total corrupt cops. It's a fantastic little film, thoroughly enjoyed it, and if you had to choose between either, it's that one. Very big recommend on War on Everyone, and Sarsgaard is just outstanding as usual.
He's doing some good stuff. Tarzan was good.
He's one of those actors who you kind of thought after True Blood he's not going to do anything. Like, that's about as much as he's going to get. But he keeps popping up in these movies that I'm kind of like, oh shit. And he tends to be the best part of the movie. So I'm happy to see it. I watched the remake of, what was it? It was like one of those old movies from back in the day, like Stray Dogs or something, with Dustin Hoffman was the original. And then this one had Cyclops from X-Men in it.
Right, okay.
And Eric Northman was like the bad guy. Basically, his wife goes home. They come back to the hometown, and Cyclops goes away from the house, and his wife's in the house, and Eric Northman and his hillbilly buddies rape her. And then it becomes like a revenge movie stuck in the house kind of thing. He is fucking amazing. Even though he's like a dirtbag hillbilly who like rapes this woman, you just love him because he just fucking oozes just charisma all over the place. And you're sitting there again, I'm supposed to hate him, but actually he's my favourite character in the movie right now. And yeah, he's just that kind of actor. That's all I'm saying, he's that kind of actor.
Yeah.
So anything, what you got?
Yeah. Netflix movie.
Yeah, I've got a few of them.
War Machine.
Yeah, I need to watch this.
Really good.
You said you'd watched it, so I decided not to for the purposes of the episode.
Did you? Or were you just pissy?
I was being pissy.
Yeah. So Brad Pitt plays like a general, I think he is, who is sent to Afghanistan. He thinks he's been sent to basically win the war for them, but that's not the case. They're trying to wind down the war, and he comes up with this plan to take one of the regions. I forget which region it is. Helmand province, I think.
Right.
I think it's Helmand, which was a fucking, really bad war zone and all that.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. So he's sitting there, and he comes up with a big plan to win the province, and he asks for like 40,000 more soldiers and all that kind of thing, and they're kind of just saying, "Oh, what the fuck are you going on about, man?" Brad Pitt is excellent in it.
He's excellent.
He completely embraces the character of the general. He's a bit of an oddball kind of thing. There's some awesome awkward arse moments with his wife, with the general's wife, who they've been married for years and years, but she's not really seen him because he's been at war. At one point they're having like an anniversary dinner, and like she's just sort of saying, I was thinking the other day, and we've been married for X number of years, and I've only actually seen you for maybe 2 of those years. So they've got some really good awkward moments together. Brad Pitt is awesome. There's a really good supporting cast as well, and I would very, very much recommend it.
I'm going to check that one out because I do keep seeing it on the, when you go on Netflix, it's always on the front page. I do like, and I want to watch it. I am going to watch it. So I'm glad you liked it. Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I was looking through Netflix, and they've got a lot of good stuff on there.
Is Brad Pitt basically playing George Clooney in Three Kings?
No.
Because that kind of sounds a little bit like what he was doing, although instead of trying to win the war, he just wanted to go home.
He's not playing that.
He kept going, what the fuck are we doing here? Why are we still here? I love Three Kings.
I've not watched that. It's got Marky Mark in it, isn't it?
Yeah, Marky Mark, Ice Cube, and George Clooney.
Wow, yeah, I've not watched that in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, so
that's the only movie I've got to speak about.
Well, that's good, because I've only got one more. Well, actually, no, I've got 2. But the first one I'm not going to talk about for very long, and the second one is a movie that a lot of people have been telling me to watch for a long, long time, and I just keep brushing it off. I finally watched it, so we'll get to that. Mm-hmm. But the first one is a movie that, nobody should ever watch this movie. This movie is horrifying. We have boycotted, well, we haven't boycotted it, but we've basically, because we don't do that, but we basically have said, I have no interest in watching this movie ever for the last year. And yes, I sat down and I watched it. Guy Richies King Arthur.
Oh, dear me.
What a fucking shower of shite. This movie is insanely bad.
Yeah.
It's not even funny how bad it is. It's basically Jude Law versus Green Street / Football Factory King Arthur movie. It's got all the cast of Green Street and Football Factory. They're all in it.
Danny Dyer?
You got no, apart from Danny Dyer, because that would just be stupid. Come on, why would Guy Ritchie cast Danny Dyer? You know, but he might as well have actually. But yeah, you got Charlie Hunnam, who plays Cockney wide boy Arthur.
Oh, God's sake!
And it is exactly that. Like, I read that in an article. We talked about it before. It's exactly that. Jude Law's like a bit of a bastard. He wants to have the kingdom and all that. So he basically kills Charlie Hunnam's mum and dad. Is Eric Bana, by the way, fucking slumming it in this movie. Slumming it. And he starts to grow up in the streets or the slums, the burbs, whatever they call it in London. You might as well just call it fucking Chelsea Street or whatever. And he's growing up, and they do a little bit of a montage. They basically do, you remember Snatch? You know the start of Snatch when they're like...
vaguely. I'm really not a massive fan of Guy Ritchie.
When they're going around all the characters and they're sort of throwing the diamonds or they're throwing things and the camera's spinning around and it's going around all these characters, which was great in like 2000. It was fantastic. They do that in this, and I'm sitting there going, oh, come on, Guy Ritchie, you're dipping in the well again. And it's fucking horrendous. They have those scenes that they always have in Guy Ritchie movies where he's trying to tell a story, then they get interrupted. He's like, oh yeah, Mark, you know Mark? And he goes, what, Chinese Mark? And he's no albino Mark. Or, you know, they go on like that, and they have those little scenes in a King Arthur movie. It's fucking shit.
Sounds it. I've got no intention of ever watching that movie.
It's ridiculous. Effects-wise, it's got some pretty good special effects in there. It's got some pretty good practical fighting effects. Like Charlie Hunnam, can handle himself, obviously. Yeah. Lindsay was sort of watching a little bit of it with me, and it says a lot because Aidan Gillen's in it. You know, Littlefinger from Game of Thrones. Yeah. He's in it, and Lindsay started laughing. I was like, what? And she's like, Charlie Hunnam. And I was like, aye. And she goes, and him? And I'm like, aye. And she goes, they were in Queer as Folk together. And I'm like, yes, you're right, they were in Queer as Folk together.
Okay.
Not the first thing I thought about in a Guy Ritchie movie, but there you go. But honestly, the movie is, it's shockingly bad. The ending is flat as fuck. I'm not going to spoil it. I would love to spoil it, but I'm not going to. He's basically a Cockney white boy all the way through it. And I would like him to not make any more movies with Guy Ritchie. I'd quite like Guy Ritchie just to give it up.
Do you think he's still getting his Aladdin movie move?
Oh, he's probably gonna. He's probably is, and then hopefully they'll just boot him off it closer to the time. It's not a good film, and yeah, nobody in the movie puts in a good turn apart from maybe Eric Bana, who, you know, I didn't say I was going to do spoilers. Well, I said I wasn't, but you know, 10 minutes in he dies. There you go. And he's the best thing about it. But the other movie is Annabelle and Darren are going to be super happy if they listen to this episode, because they have been championing this movie for a long time. Last year I watched The Hunt for the Wilder People, which is Samuel's in it, yeah, which is a movie by a director called Taika Waititi, who is making Thor Ragnarok. Okay. That's his next big movie. But before Wilder People, he made a movie called What We Do in the Shadows, which is it's like a vampire movie. And they've been telling me for a long time, if you liked Hunt for the Wilder People, you have to watch What We Do in the Shadows. You're going to love it. It's amazing. It's fantastic. So I sat down and watched it. It's on Netflix, so you can watch it. It's accessible. And yeah, it's a good movie. It's very, very watchable. It's decent. I'm a little bit gutted that everybody hyped it up as much as they did for me.
Yeah, you don't like that, do you?
No, I don't mind that. I just kind of thought it was going to be amazing. And I kind of thought I'm going to piss myself the whole way through. And I didn't necessarily piss myself all the way through.
Does it have Matt Berry in it?
I don't know who Matt Berry is.
He's a British actor. He was in the IT Crowd.
I don't remember seeing him.
No.
If he was. Was he the boss? Was he the boss in IT Crowd?
Douglas Renham.
There's a guy that looks like him, so it might be him.
Because I've seen the, on Netflix, I've seen sort of the poster, the little icon thing, and what looks like him in that little poster thing,
Could be then. I never looked at the cast. But it's basically 4 vampires living in a flat together. It's very Being Human.
Right.
It's a bit like that. Like, they all live in this flat together, but it's done in a sort of documentary style.
Okay.
So it's like the New Zealand documentary board have come to film these vampires and tell their story kind of thing, because they live in New Zealand, which is probably the thing that makes it so funny is the accents, because I do love watching like a good like Kiwi movie when they've all got proper Kiwi accents and stuff. It's just brilliant, because you know they've got that Raj accent, they've got
a male accent.
Aye. That's literally the story, sort of like going along, a day in the life sort of thing, a couple of months in the life sort of thing, just showing these vampires from New Zealand, and they bring a new guy into the fold, so it's sort of him becoming a vampire, thinking it's awesome, and then thinking it's not that awesome. I don't really want to give too much away because
I'm going to watch that, so yeah, don't give me spoilers.
I do actually, this is a big recommend. Although I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to, it's a huge recommend because it is a good film. Taika Waititi as a director clearly is very, very good. Like he's excellent, in fact. He also wrote it as well, which just proves that he's got some writing chops as well, because Hunt for the Wilder People is just brilliant, man.
I've never watched that.
I love that movie. And that kid from that is going to be in Deadpool 2.
Right.
So everybody from that little Taika universe is doing well.
Very good.
Yeah, What We Do in the Shadows, I honestly, it's a big recommend. I really did enjoy it. Not as much as everybody made out that I was gonna, which is a bit of a shame, because I kind of wanted to love it as much as everybody thought I would.
Yeah, but then you're an awkward bastard.
I am an awkward bastard.
If someone says to you, like I said to you, like, you'll love the fuck out of Logan.
Yeah.
Which you've still never watched, have
No.
you? No. I've kind of gone off the idea of rewatching that since you told me about that old
noir
black
thing.
and white
Yeah.
wank.
Aye.
I think it's out on Blu-ray in
Yeah,
a couple of weeks or something.
Aye.
Or out now, maybe, I don't know. But I've kind of gone off the idea of watching it again because of that. Talk about pussy.
Well, well, this for me is a big recommend. There's a couple of really, really, I'm saying that I didn't laugh as much, but there's a couple of fucking brilliant scenes that I did, like, if I was sitting on a chair, I would have fell off. If I was drinking milk, it would have came out my nose. There's a brilliant little scene, and it's not a spoiler, just watch out for the first time that they're all out as a group, all the vampires are out as a group, and they come across a group of werewolves, and just the patter, just the way they talk, because they've got those Raj accents as well, is brilliant. It's hilarious. And I was just sat there going, they should have done this at the start of the movie, because I would have been totally in. But it did kill us, absolutely killed us. Great little scene, watch out for that scene. I love the style it was made. I'm into that sort of fly on the wall thing. I'm a big fan of The Office. You know, I love The Office. It's kind of a little bit like that. I love all that. Great movie. Yeah, it's a big recommend. So yeah, good. We got
okay, TV shows. First one, I don't know if you started watching it yet, so I'll not talk about it for long, just in case. Wentworth Prison, the new season.
I've not started, no.
Right, so I'll not give you any spoilers, but fuck, it's good.
It's always good.
Yeah,
it is always
good. Have you seen the end of the last season?
Which one was that? When Ferguson, she was in the prison, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you've seen the end of that season where something happens.
Well,
I don't want to give you spoilers because
that's about as cryptic as my Facebook.
You fucking cryptic bastard. Anyway, I don't want to give you spoilers because it's a fucking big thing that happens at the end of that season. So this is the follow-on from it. So and so Ferguson is still in prison, and she's still sort of trying to, she's trying to sort of weasel her way into becoming like top dog kind of thing and all that. It's so fucking good. Twisty Turny is a bastard as always. The characters are great, the writing's great. I'm not going to say anything else because there's so many fucking spoilers that I could give you. I'm only like halfway into the seasons.
Excellent.
So on Channel 5 right now, I think you might be able to get the box sets. If you haven't watched it, definitely give it a watch.
We will watch it. Me and Lindsay watched that together. We absolutely love that show. So I'm looking forward to it. On Netflix?
I think so.
Nice. Even better.
The previous season?
Yeah.
I think.
I'm sure we did watch the last season when Ferguson first got put into jail. I'm sure we did watch that. I remember seeing it. Yeah.
So yeah, Wentworth Prison.
Finished House of Cards. 1 month and 1 week, 5 series. Yeah, it wasn't exactly hard going. I got through it quite easily. It was a good series, good show. Season 3 drops off a little bit, but I'll allow it, because I think at some point in a show, every show does it where you kind of have to step back and sort of reassess.
Yeah.
And season 3 felt like
was
it was...
that, remember I said to you, is that the season where Frank and Claire are kind of not on the same page?
No, that was 4. It was the one before that, where it was mostly just back and forth with Russia.
Because I struggled with that. I struggled with
didn't
Frank
like
and Claire
that.
not being... Like, they were kind of enemies for a good 2 or 3 episodes.
Exactly, yeah.
I didn't like that, because the show's at its best when those two are plotting like motherfuckers.
I kind of didn't know what they wanted us to feel about them two, like, especially in the last series, like season 5. I'll not say too much because obviously it's just out like recently, so people might not have had a chance to see it. But in the last series, I really had no idea what they wanted me to think of their relationship. I kind of, to the point where I'm questioning whether I'll, like, when season 6 comes, I'm questioning whether I'll watch it, because I was sort of like, I really don't know what they're doing now.
Well, it was a weird ending to it. The bit or the line that I was on about. Well, there was two bits that was, I said were cool as fuck, but the second one that I hadn't spoken to you about was no spoilers, but when Claire's on TV speaking. Mm-hmm. And Frank looks at the camera and goes, "Yes, she's not going to say it.
Yeah.
If she doesn't say it, I'm going to kill her." And the delivery of that line was sinister as fuck.
Exactly. But I was kind of like, well, what's the dynamic now?
I can't wait for season 6, because it's like, what's going to happen with is he actually going to kill her?
It would be nice.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm glad you watched it.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed getting through it. There was just a couple of things that really grated on me. The sort of the Doug Stamper, whereas in the first 2 series, he was literally my favourite character. I'm like, I love this guy, he's so unhinged. Like, somewhere along the line, he's gonna do something that you just know that you're gonna see the real Doug. And then they kind of didn't progress his storyline at all. He kind of just, but it was
he kind of turned into a bit of a pussy, didn't he?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was the same with Seth, the press guy, who was sort of like getting involved, and then the last 2 series he sort of just didn't do anything. He was just trotting along, and I don't like when they just let a character tread water in a TV show like that. And this show, I felt personally that there was like a good 4 or 5 characters who were just treading water.
Yeah.
And they were pushed to the side to bring in someone else, like Nev Campbell came in, so you kind of had to push Remy to the side, you had to push Seth to the side, and it annoyed me, because these were characters that I was loving. Mm-hmm. Loved Nev Campbell in it though, like, didn't even realise it was her for like 5 episodes, so she's getting old. She's getting on a bit. She
still looks alright though.
She's still got, when she wears that black dress, yes. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I'm questioning whether I'll do season 6.
You will.
I will. I know I will. You'll just go on. And
that always works.
But yeah, House of Cards, fully recommend it. It's a great show. Yeah.
Okay. Fair. So from Netflix to Amazon Prime, I have started watching Sneaky Pete.
Yeah, you said this.
Yeah. It's really fucking good.
Is he good in it?
It's Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah.
And, Walter White, what's his name?
Cranston.
Bryan Cranston, who is a sinister son of a bitch in it.
Good.
Really fucking good. He's like sort of a mob boss. So the story is Giovanni Ribisi and his brother have kind of, they tried to con him, tried to con Bryan Cranston.
Right.
So to escape, Sneaky Pete, anyway, he got himself locked up. He kind of ran away and went into a bank and started firing in there, so he got himself locked up so that he wouldn't be killed, basically.
Cool.
So the series starts as he's getting out of prison.
Right.
But on the day before that he's going to be released, he gets a call from his brother saying you can't come back because he's going to kill you. Mm-hmm. So his cellmate, who is called Pete, who he's been telling, what the fuck, I can't remember Giovanni Ribisi's actual name. It's a weird name. He's been telling him stories of his grandma's house kind of thing for the last however many years, where they've been locked up together, like stories from his childhood and all that kind of thing. So he can't go back to live where he used to live because he's going to be murdered. So he goes to the other guy's grandma's house because the grandma's not seen him in like 20-25 years.
Okay.
So he takes his identity.
All right.
And says, "Hi, Grandma, it's me, Pete."
Okay.
And so he's like a con man, so he's pretending to be Pete, while at the same time trying to sort out, because he owes Bryan Cranston like however many $100,000. So he's got to get that money to him because he's going to be killed, and his brother's going to be killed if he doesn't. So he's got all that going on. It's really, really good.
It's one I do fancy watching, but it's on Amazon Prime. I don't have Amazon Prime.
No, Amazon Prime. It's good. I would recommend it.
I do fancy it.
Yeah.
Is it his story and it's good?
It is his story and it is good.
I like Giovanni.
I think it's 5 episodes in, and I'm really, really enjoying it.
I like Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah.
He's always been one of those actors that like he's on the fringe, and I do quite like.
Yeah.
Not in the TV show The Fringe, like he's on the fringe.
I got that.
Yeah, just explain it.
Cranston is amazing. I think it's his baby at 10.
Is he not always amazing?
Yeah, but I mean, I've not seen Power Rangers. So.
He's fantastic in Power Rangers. Give him that. By the way, Power Rangers, second movie incoming.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So all those people out there, fucking Power Rangers, fuck you. Well, fuck you. It's getting a sequel.
There you go.
And I'm buzzing about it. Because I still love that movie. I do.
I'm not going to watch it. Right, go.
I've got 2 last things. Both documentaries. I've been hitting the documentary trail pretty hard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about all of them. One of them was that Nobody Speak that I told you about the...
Yeah, that's when I watched it.
The billionaires basically taking down the free press. Good documentary. Fully recommend it. I'm not going to talk about it though. It's just about this big billionaire who decides he's going to take down Gawker. Remember Gawker? It's like the one that released the Hulk Hogan sex tape.
Oh yeah.
And they basically got... Hulk Hogan sued them for like $140 million or something like that. Gawker went under, and it turned out that all the way through they're kind of like, Hulk Hogan's suing us for all this money, but they were saying, how the fuck's Hulk Hogan got all this money to sue us? Like, they thought from the start there was something not right, and it turned out there was this big billionaire in Silicon Valley who like basically was one of the guys who helped found Facebook and many other things, and he was on a personal mission to take down Gawker. So he'd done it. He'd threatened them like 8 years beforehand that he was going to fucking take the website down because they called him gay. Yeah. I know, exactly. But I don't really want to get into that one, even though I just did.
I might watch it,
But there was one, and then there's another one after that, but there's one that you really need to watch.
Okay.
I told you yesterday, sometimes something comes along and you watch it and it makes you think, you know what, why not us? Like, why? And this could pertain to your screenplay. Why the fuck couldn't we do it? Why the fuck couldn't it happen for us? This movie's called Raiders. It's a documentary called Raiders. Have you heard of it?
No.
It came out a couple of years back, and this is basically a movie about 3 kids who, when they're 10, 11, 12, see Raiders of the Lost Ark for the first time. But it came out when it was released, and they decide they are going to make a shot-for-shot remake of Raiders.
Right.
The exact same movie, shot-for-shot, scene for scene. As 10, 11, 12-year-olds, they're going to do this.
Okay.
And then the movie covers a 10-year period in which they made Raiders of the Lost Ark shot-for-shot. So the great thing about this is that it's a 10-year period that they've been making the movie. It's like every summer they come together to make this movie. So as they're making the movie, they're growing up in the movie. So it's not like continuity's pretty much out the fucking window, because the guy that plays Indiana Jones, when they first make it, he's 12. When they finish it, he's like 35. But it's like the movie's based around the time it was made is like now, and they're doing the airplane sequence. You know, and the airplane's in the middle of the big white circle, and then Indy's fighting the guy, and then the airplane blows up. That's what they're doing now. They're trying to make it, and they've got a budget to make this one scene, because it's the one scene that they could never do right, because it's got an airplane in it and explosions. So it's like the one scene that they couldn't do, so when they're older they get together and they're like, right, we've got money now, we'll make it. And in the meantime, as they're doing that in this movie, in the documentaries, they're showing them doing that, they're showing you them as they were growing up and the trials and tribulations that they were going through, like some of their parents divorced when they're kids and all that. So it's like that passion sort of, while it gets doused, it also just it gets stronger, because this is their getaway from the issues of life when they're making this Raiders movie. And then they kind of get a little bit famous locally because people are like, holy shit, these kids are making like this shot-for-shot remake, like, and they're saying like, why the fuck would you remake a movie like that's already been made? But it was just because the kids wanted to prove they could do it at that age. Of course, it takes them like 15 years to do it. And then they get the movie made. I don't really want to go into too many spoilers, but it kind of, as the documentary comes to the end, you realise that it becomes a mass cult phenomena, and I don't know how you and I, as film fans and as movie fans, have let this go by us. I don't know how we've not been aware of this, because this Raiders film that they made is like, on the underground, it's hugely successful. Like, they never released it, but it got out.
Right, okay.
And then it was basically, you know, Eli Roth, who, director, he basically got his hands on it years back and took it to like this film festival in America. It's called Button-a-thon, where they watched, like, I had fucking goosebumps when they were talking about it. I was literally sitting there watching it, I had fucking goosebumps, because he's like, we watched 24 hours of movies, and then we were going to end with Lord of the Rings and Two Towers, because it was coming out in 2 weeks' time. Peter Jackson had okayed us, you know, like these festivals do. And he says, but the week beforehand, I'd been given a videotape called Raiders the Adaptation. And he says, and I watched it, and it was the best thing I'd ever watched, because it was these kids making this movie, and you can literally see them growing up as the movie goes. And he's like, I just thought it's fucking interesting, you know. He says, we had a 40-minute gap when people were having a bit of break and all that, having a bit of lunch and everything. And he says, and the next movie we're putting on was The Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. And he says, so we put it on. Nobody knew what was happening. Nobody knew what the film was. They just kind of saw it come on, and they saw these kids, and it's like, oh, cool. It's like, these kids have made an advert for Raiders of the Lost Ark. And then they realised 10 minutes in they'd made a shot-for-shot remake of Raiders of the Lost Ark. And then it became, how are these kids going to accomplish this shot? Because everybody knew what was coming next. They're like, how are these kids going to pull this off? And then being impressed at what they'd done. And he's like, it had got to the point where, like, 40 minutes in, we had to turn it off, because we had to put Two Towers on. And everybody's going, boo, you know, put it back on. He's like, so we had to make a decision. It was like, you know, do we put Two Towers on, or these kids? And he's like, of course we put the kids on. And it became this huge, massive thing, and they get to meet Spielberg as like 35 years old.
I'll have to watch that.
You'll love it.
Yeah.
You'll absolutely love it. And I did afterwards. I went on YouTube and I went all the sites, you know, can't name the sites that you go to, but I went to all the sites because I wanted to see, can I watch this film that they've made? And you can watch it. And I watched the first 20 minutes of it. It's hard going because it's grainy as fuck, because they were making it on videotapes, for fuck's sake. It's not the digital age, you know.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty good. It's hard going to watch, but I was thoroughly enjoying it, and I'm like, why not? Why? If these kids could do that, well, fair enough, it took 15 years, but why the fuck not?
Well, that's what most people, if not all people who have spoken to us through Indie Talk, has said. Why the fuck not?
Just do it.
You know, just fucking do it.
Yeah, man.
And that's, you know, that was like the reasoning behind me.
Exactly.
Just fucking do it.
You got taken, and these people were inspiring you, and they were telling you your stories, and it's like, and watching this documentary, it's just so fucking cool. And then you see them now, at the age they are now, and like, one of them is like a very successful game developer. Like, he works for a hugely successful games company, and he's making, you know, a nice little nut for himself. He's making a lot of pennies in that, but he literally, when his mate comes back to him and says, let's do the scene, let's do the plane scene, let's do it right, let's get the money together, let's build a fucking plane, let's get explosives and blow it up, and he drops everything. And he phones the boss, and he's like, look, I'm going to take some vacation days, I'm off to do this. And it's like, this guy's making all this money, but the passion's still there. Mm-hmm. The passion that he basically gave up for this office job, fucking as a game developer, which sounds awesome in itself, but gave all his passion up to do that, And then his mate calls him and he's like, right, let's do it. And he just went away and he did it. And there's a scene in it where I was on the edge of my seat because he has to ask his boss for an extra day to finish the film, to finish the scene. And you're just not sure if he's going to get it. And I'll not tell you what happens, but I was on the edge of my fucking seat watching a documentary, for fuck's sake. Honestly, really does. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. Check it out. It's brilliant. It is brilliant. And I think maybe we should try and watch that fan film and review it on the show at some point.
Why not?
If we can make it through it, because it's grainy. And it's got the old, when tapes used to get those crackly lines across the screen. Yeah. You see a lot of that.
Nostalgia?
It is, man. It's honestly, I was just sat there going, this is great. So yeah, documentary you have to check out. I'm not going to talk about the last one because, fuck it, that took too long. But yeah, the last one's American Anarchy. It's about the guy that wrote the Anarchist Cookbook, which you've obviously heard of the Anarchist Cookbook.
No.
Basically, whenever something happens in America, like a high school shooting or a bombing, or unless like terrorists are involved, if it's like one of those homegrown things when the kids go into the schools and shoot people, usually it comes out in the news that they had a copy of the Anarchist Cookbook in the house.
Okay.
And the Anarchist Cookbook gets blamed for a lot of shit over in America, rightly so as well, because it is a how-to on making bombs, how to use weapons, sort of. The opening 6 or 7 pages is like a call to arms. Take your government back, take your life back, take the state back, kind of thing. I actually have a copy of the book because.
What are you planning?
I'm not planning anything. But when I was in high school, when Columbine happened, remember, like, everybody was fascinated with it, and then especially me, like. I was in high school at the time and that shit happened. Fair enough, it happened in America, but it's like, fuck me, what makes two kids go into high school and shoot up their classmates? Like, I was just like, in my head, I'm like, what in life gets you to that point, I'll tell you what,
listen to those Conspiracy Guys episodes. Yeah,
I did, and it's very good. It's actually my favourite Conspiracy Guys episode so far. By a mile.
There was a lot of one-liners in it.
Aye.
Great, fucking great. Anyway,
But it came out in the news that they had a copy of the Anarchist Cookbook. You can get it on Amazon.
So it's like catching the rye for a second.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I'll be completely honest with you, and the guy even says it in the documentary. He says that he thinks 95% of people who have bought the book or have a copy of the book have not read it cover to cover. He says 95% of people wouldn't. They just skip to the bomb bit because it's cool. Because he shows you, like, this is what it takes to make a bomb. This is the household equivalent. Like, instead of fucking nitroglycerin, he has, like, fairy liquid or something like that. That's what the book's like. And he says, and that's what people skip to because they want to see what it takes. And, yeah, that's pretty much what I did. And I've never made anything from it, and why the fuck would I? I just wanted to see what the book was about. And I have it, and it's actually behind me. But, yeah, it's a good documentary because the guy is clearly not happy about having written it. Like, he has later, he regrets ever writing it, but he can't take out a publication because he doesn't have the rights to it anymore.
All right.
And he's been trying for years, but he can't. And it's quite a sobering documentary, I thought. So if you get a chance, American Anarchy, give it a watch. But it's a soft recommend.
Yeah. And well done on not talking about it.
Aye, exactly. So let's get off the what have you been watching, and let's talk Ballistic.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to the 0%.
Yeah, let's do it.
But here's a little break first.
Let's do it.
Two deadly agents.
ID. A former FBI agent named Jeremiah Ecks.
Sworn enemies.
Seven.
Are tracking it down.
We have acquisition located.
Who will find it?
I have a situation and you're my only option.
This woman single-handedly took out a heavily armed escort detail.
I need you to find her.
Of course you do. My daughter wanted to tell him why you look so sad. I told her it's because you just got beat up by a girl.
0%ers Club. So, what's the meaning behind this?
You mean behind the movie?
No, behind the
right,
section.
I've got no idea.
I don't think anybody's.
So yeah, it's your concept, and it's a good concept. I like it, and I think it's going to be one that I'll keep on going.
It's a keeper.
Yeah, well, we don't like, as we said, we don't like being told that a movie's bad. We want to know for ourselves. So
yeah,
we are going to watch movies that have been given 0% by the fucks at Rotten Tomatoes.
Shot in the battles.
Exactly. So the first movie that we watched was Ballistic. What was it? Ecks Vs Sever.
Ballistic, Ecks Vs Sever. Yeah, it's a 2002 movie starring Antonio Banderas, fresh off the likes of your Desperados and great movies, because back in the day Banderas was quite a formidable actor. You have Lucy Liu, fresh off Charlie's Angels, round about that time, was it?
Bill.
Yeah, we'll go with Ali McBeal. Ray Park's up in there.
Ray Park, it's
our favourite Brit.
Is a shining light in the movie. I'll give him.
He is actually, yeah. He's pretty much everything you'd expect from this type of movie.
Yeah.
You got Greg Henry, who back in the 2000s was like your go-to baddie for any movie. He was in fucking everything, and yeah, this movie. Let's talk about this.
As I said to Brigger and Jeff, it's a movie of sorts. I'm not entirely sure what the movie is about.
Yeah,
I spent a great deal of the time. I mean, I did watch it. To be fair, I did watch it when I got back from the pub last night.
That's fine.
So I'd had like 3 pints of Peroni.
Yeah.
But I for a good 95% of the movie, I was kind of sat going, what? What's happening?
Well, basically the story is I've got notes, but I'm not going to go through everything. I mean, I like my first note, so I will say that somebody in this movie, the woman at the start who was in the car at the start with her kid when the guy took the kid,
yes,
she had a Nokia 3330.
That's your note.
Which just shows you 2002 people. Nokia 3330, probably one of my favourite phones.
And it's, you know what, it'll still have a full battery charge.
It'll have, even now, it'll have a full battery charge, and Snake 2 was on it.
Yes.
But yeah, the basic gist of the movie is that there's a bad guy called Gant, who is a total cant. And he's got this kid, and his kid gets kidnapped by Sever, who is played by Lucy Liu, who's a badass woman assassin.
She's kind of the Terminator.
She is kind of the Terminator.
Not really got any sort of range. Not Lucy Liu. I mean, Lucy Liu is...
No, Lucy Liu doesn't really have much range anyway.
She's good in Kill Bill.
Yeah, she is good in Kill Bill.
Yeah. And Al Bill. But she's kind of playing a Terminator.
She is.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
So, Lucy Liu's on the go. She kidnaps this child, who is Gant's supposed child. And then, yeah, that's a storyline.
And then just kind of set piece, a little bit talking.
Yep.
Set piece, a little bit talking.
Yep. And then there's another storyline that runs alongside that, which is the Antonio Banderas storyline, where he plays Jeremiah Ecks. E-C-K-S. Couldn't have just been X. Jeremiah Ecks. And he's like a washed up fucking FBI agent, and he gets pulled back into duty. He's not been on the case since his wife got blowed up, and this guy comes in and he's like, you know what, your wife isn't actually dead, we need you to come back in and we'll tell you where she is if you find this guy who is Gant. And he's all like, I ain't doing that shit. Of course he's going to do that shit. He gets involved, and that's another storyline. And then at some point, maybe halfway through, 3/4 of the way through, both storylines become the same storyline. Basically, my thinking on this movie is that it didn't need Lucy Liu.
Yeah.
Lucy Liu's character...
That's kind of the thing for most movies.
Yeah.
Kill Bill and Ali McBeal.
I mean, Lucy Liu's character is... It's an afterthought. She didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
They just wanted to have...
Lucy Liu.
They wanted Lucy Liu, they wanted Ballistic. Although, from the trivia section on... they weren't the original choices. It was the old Stallone-Schwarzenegger duo again.
Oh.
Yeah, totally different movie. I wouldn't have watched that. But yeah, basically that's the crack. She's got the kid, the guy wants his kid back. Jeremiah Ecks is going to try and take down the guy, but he's also going to try and take down Sever because she's a baddie. Then they find out that both their mums are called Martha, so they team up. they team up together to bring down the bad guy and get the kid back. It's basically the gist. Spoilers, you find out that the woman from the start, who's Gant's mistress, is actually Antonio Banderas' wife.
Yeah, I got that.
Who got blown up. The kid is actually Banderas' kid, and again, Lucy Liu didn't need to be in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Positives.
Overall, positives.
Let's go positives. Well, okay, right. Positive, I'll go first. Antonio Banderas is charismatic as ever.
Yep.
I didn't really know what was going on in the movie.
Yep.
But
I don't think you need to.
No. Antonio Banderas was Antonio Banderas.
Yep.
So I will put that down as a positive.
I'll always put that down as a positive because he's cool.
Speaking of cool, Ray Park.
Ray Park's awesome.
Shining light in the movie. He's fucking great. Why has Ray Park not been in more?
And did you recognise who his partner was? His little teammate, his henchman.
No.
It was Curtis from 24.
Was it? He did seem familiar. Huh.
I was sitting there the whole time. I was like, "Oh, Curtis."
I thought it was David Harewood.
No.
But it didn't.
No. That's a bad mistake to make.
Is it? Why?
But yeah, because one's like really tall.
Oh well, I'm sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, it's Curtis from 24. But you're right. Darth Maul is fucking cool, and it's amazing to see Ray Park playing essentially Ray Park.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't playing Darth Maul, he wasn't Toad, he was Ray Park, and it was nice to see that.
It was nice to see that, and yeah, that's another positive.
Definitely, huge positive.
Another one for you, the set pieces, because there was a lot of them.
The movie is set piece after set piece.
It was, some of them anyway were pretty well filmed.
Mm-hmm.
The movie looked good.
Yeah, the action sequences are cool for a 2002 movie. Watching it now, it's good.
As I said, I didn't. When the action set pieces were on, I was kind of like, what, why, what is meant to be happening here? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it looked good.
It does get a bit confusing at times, but I mean the director is called Chaos, so.
What?
Yeah, that was it said directed by Chaos.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I did look at his proper name, and I'll tell you now, I am not going to try and pronounce it. But yeah, it said directed by Chaos, and it was like a Mortal Kombat type of spell, and it was K-A-O-S, Chaos.
Oh God!
Fair play. Okay. It's a very 2002 director's name. He's not made anything since. So,
right, we've done positive. Well, we don't need to go negative.
I mean,
we don't need to do that.
My only negative, I only actually have one negative because I didn't have a lot of like problems with the movie. Actually, I was mildly entertained all the way through it.
Yeah, I would say that. I think I did text you saying, you know what, this is a really good idea for a segment because I'm actually kind of enjoying it. And then about 5 minutes later, I text you again saying, enjoying is a strong word.
Had you started to sober up at this point?
No.
But as I was going to say, my only major negative is the soundtrack. It was very late 1990s techno soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I hate late 1990s techno soundtracks. In 2002, you don't need that soundtrack. In this kind of movie, you don't need that soundtrack. And fuck me, it was all over the place. It was in every scene, even scenes that weren't action scenes had that soundtrack. And I'm sitting there going, okay, you've paid for your soundtrack, just put it in the credits, just leave it there.
Yeah.
We don't need it. That was my biggest downside, like the music side, the musical aspect. And then halfway through, you're going through this big set piece when she's in the courtyard and they're all shooting at her and she gets on that massive big Gatling gun type thing.
Oh, yeah.
And the music, it goes totally slow-mo as if it's a John Woo movie, and then they throw some classical bollocks over the top of it. So before that, it's like... It was... And I was like, the fuck did that come from?
You were thinking of the music video?
Yeah, that was it. The music video. It's all about the music video in the 2000s.
Negative-wise, it's kind of basically the plot for me. As I said, I didn't really know what the fuck was going on for most of the movie.
Yeah.
So, but what are you going to do? Do you think it deserved 0%?
No.
No, I would agree.
I don't agree with the 0%, and the thing is, it's the most reviewed bad movie on RT. It's got 117 reviews.
Right.
Total, it's got 117 reviews, all bad. So it's a straight 0% because nobody's got anything good to say about it. It didn't deserve it at all. I think it's actually quite a good movie. What I did notice though was this movie came out in 2002. Most of the reviews were written 2004 onwards, 2005 onwards. And if you're gonna do a review for a movie made in 2002 in 2016, you have to at least think about the time it was made. You can't just sit there and say, "Oh, I watched this 2002 movie in 2016 and it is wank." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because you're expecting too much if you're going into it right now.
Yeah, that's you get that a lot now. You know, sort of nowadays, like people watch a movie like you say from 1980 and they go, "Oh well, the special effects are bad. It looks awful." Yeah, it's from 1980.
Exactly.
Shut the fuck up.
Aye. A movie can only maintain, it
can't all be Empire Strikes Back.
Exactly.
You know.
But then again, Empire Strikes Back, he's remastered it like 50 times.
Well, that's true. More times.
But yeah, Ballistic, Ecks Vs Sever, I don't think it deserves the bad praise that it gets. It's not a 0%. It's probably not any higher than like a 7%.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It didn't deserve a 0%. I think that although the plot was a fucking piping hot mess, I think because you've got Antonio Banderas in there, you have Ray Park in there, the explosions look good. I wouldn't call it a good movie at all, but it didn't deserve 0%.
And we need to get Ray Park on.
We do.
We were so close when we went to Glasgow. The man was there. We could have had him.
Yeah, I know.
He probably would have roundhouse kicked us to the face. Like,
I would have taken that.
I would have taken that from Ray Park. He seemed like a genuinely, like, apart from you getting everybody to do the Force stuff.
Bit wanky.
Yeah, it was like, stop.
Well, steady on, son. Come on.
Do you think if we ever manage to get him on, we should talk about this movie? Ask him if he's ever seen it. So with that, I thought that going with the absolute worst was a rated movie on that website was a good way to go. So for the next movie, I went to the second worst.
Okay.
See how that works? You thought I was going to go the other way. But yeah, this movie is a 2008 movie. It's a remake of a Chinese Takeshi Miike movie that I have actually seen called One Missed Call.
One Missed Call. I will make a note of that.
Yes. And again, it's not that bad of a cast, to be perfectly honest. You got the likes of Ed Byrne in there, who Edward Burns, sorry, Ed Byrne's a comedian. Yeah. Edward Burns is in there. He's done a few things that you'll have seen. I quite like the sound of this though. I shall read you the blurb if I can find it. So you got Sharon Sosaman and Ed Burns star in director Ed Vallee's remake of Takeshi Miike's frightful tale about a cell phone call from the future that foreshadows one's own death.
Sounds interesting,
doesn't it? Yeah. I'm actually quite looking forward to watching this one.
Yeah, okay.
Because it does sound pretty cool. Yeah, so that is the next one, and that is the second movie behind Ballistic, Ecks Vs Sever, as the worst, going from 117 bad reviews to 79 bad reviews. So it's not exactly close second.
Fuck up.
And they don't get any closer. But yeah, One Missed Call, that will be the next 0%ers.
Yes, it will.
2008 can't be too bad.
Be fine?
Yeah.
Be fine, man. We're also going to have another 365 Revisited.
Oh!
There's a Twitter poll at the moment.
Yeah, I voted on it.
Alright, what did you vote for?
I'm not telling you.
At the moment, there's 3 days left of it right now.
Yep.
At the moment, Waterworld is leading.
Waterworld is leading. That's the one I chose.
Is it?
I love Waterworld.
Waterworld is good.
It is awesome.
It was Waterworld, The Postman, Robin Hood, and The Bodyguard.
Yeah, I did almost...
I was running out of movies.
I did almost send you a message to say I'm vetoing Postman, because there's no way I was watching that.
Oh, fuck off, The Postman is good.
Nah. I would rather watch Dances with Wolves back to back twice than watch that again.
I've only seen that movie once.
Dances with Wolves? Was it the time it was on ITV over 3 nights? And I had to use 3 videotapes to record the fucker.
Sounds right.
On long play. Oh, I remember when you could do long play.
Aye, but it didn't last as long.
No.
Right, anyway, so that's the 0%ers.
That is the 0%ers. We're going to move on to our top 5 of 2017, but before I do that, little bit of news just broke on the old Facebook. We've both been kind of looking out for this today. Tom Payton, director friend of ours, and Mike Beckenham, who is an actor friend of ours, have a movie called Redwood, which we saw back in March.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's being premiered at Fright Fest this year. 2017's Fright Fest, which is at the end of August. It's being premiered there again, so yeah, that's awesome.
Happy days.
I'm happy for that because this movie needs to come out and you need to see it.
Definitely.
So if you're down that way, once we find out more, we'll let you know more about it. But if you're down that way, fucking get your asses there.
It is a damn good movie.
Because it is. So there you go.
Yeah.
Happy about that. So let's go on to what have you... No. Top 5 of 2017 so far.
Yeah, I've not actually got my order yet. I've got my 5, I've not got my order yet though.
Well, I'll play a cheeky little promo and then we will get into it.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
And I'm all out of bubblegum!
Astro Radio Z is a horror, cult, exploitation film podcast hosted by me, Derek Carey. I was one of those monster kids growing up. The one that used to sit in the back end of that video store and scour over every single last film cover you saw back there, from the slashers to the monsters to the sleazy stuff. Yeah, I was freaking obsessed, and I still am. So much so I became a filmmaker myself. Now I bring on all my filmmaker friends, critics, musicians, and any other fans of the dark arts, which are horror, exploitation, and cult film. Are you one of these people? Then tune in and listen to my show, Astro Radio Z.
Top 5 though, 2017 so far. Was your list easy?
Yeah, kind of. I took a couple of the superhero ones out.
Oh.
Apart from one.
Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Spoilers. Spoilers, it's in mine as well.
I had Logan in there. I had Guardians 2 in there. But Logan, I'm in a huff for Logan.
Because it's in black and white.
And, you know, I was looking at it and I'd loved Guardians 2.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But there are, other movies on my list that just beat it. So
that's how that works.
That's how that works. Yeah.
So yeah, this is because we're halfway through the year. Well, we're just over halfway. I decided that at the end of every year and at the start of every year, we do our top 5 most anticipated movies on the show, and we do our top 5 favourite movies of the year. And I thought, you know what? I'm running out of ideas for top 5s.
I've got a whole list of them.
So, have you? Yeah, cool.
You know, double blue tick me the one I suggest.
I know, because I don't like half of them. So I thought to myself, why not do a top 5 of 2017 so far? Now, this is the movies that we have seen in 2017, being released in 2017.
Yes.
Although I've cheated on one of mine. But for good reason.
Yeah, for mine, I've done a UK release date.
Yes.
Dates because there were a couple.
Well, I'm happy with that.
2 of them
then you won't
that
think
were
I'm
actually released in 2016 in America.
Fucking America.
So, yeah.
So yeah, we're going to get into this, and I'm going to let you start with your number 5.
Okay. My number 5 is a movie starring Natalie Portman. It came out at the very start of the year. The movie is Jackie.
Oh, right, you did like that movie. I remember you liking that movie.
Yeah.
I've still not seen it, but...
Shoddy. Well, I'll not watch itself.
It won't. What's it about? Jackie Aprile?
No.
I'd watch that, though.
Jackie Kennedy.
Oh, right.
Stupid idiot.
Yeah.
Damn good. I mean, I've spoken about the plot before.
Do they try and show you that she was the one that shot him?
No.
No.
Because that joke already.
That wouldn't be back and to the left. That'd be like straight from the side. Double tap.
Fuck up. So it's following Jackie Kennedy's story in the days after or the weeks after the assassination, and she's trying to arrange the a big funeral and all that because she wants him to be remembered and everything. And so it's kind of they're doing that, but they're also flashing back and to before it, and it's just a really fucking good film.
Nice.
And she should have had Best Actress for it.
She was in there though, wasn't she?
She was nominated.
Yeah, she did get nominated, because I thought when I was thinking there that she got snubbed, but she never.
No, she was nominated, fair enough, but she should have won.
Oh, of course, of course. It's Natalie Portman, man. Amidala.
So that's number 5.
So my number 5, I've actually got 6 on my list, but I'm not going to hold you. I am going to drop one as we go. I'm going to drop one. But my number 5 is the one that I know you're going to give me most shit about, so fuck it, I'm putting it at number 5, Fate of the Furious.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The Fast and the Furious movie that came out this year, I absolutely loved it. I always love the Fast and Furious movies. I'm actually pretty certain when we did our top 5, not last year, the year before, Fast 7 was in my top 5 for the whole year, because I loved that as well. But Fate of the Furious, number 5.
Yep.
Cars, The Rock, Vin Diesel, women. Yeah, and there seems to be a bit of contention, because Michelle Rodriguez is like threatening to fucking quit now because she's not happy with the way women are being treated in the movies. She thinks that they're being really, to be fair, they are being like objectified. But it's like, dude, you're like the main fucking lead female of these movies. You've done 8 now. Surely you could have piped up before now and says, oh, you know what? I don't like my ass getting slapped.
Is that what happens?
Pissed me off a little bit. But then again, she did make a movie a couple of months back where she was essentially a man. So
did she?
Yeah, it was a movie called The Assignment.
Oh yeah, I've seen the something that
she starts
somewhere.
She starts the
movie
movie
as well, isn't it?
Yeah, she's in it. Yeah, she's pretty cool in it.
Yeah.
She starts the movie as a man and then gets turned into a woman as punishment.
As punishment?
Yeah, but she's still got a willy. Yeah, exactly.
So it's a little bit like Crying Game then.
Crying Game. Remember that, mate?
I do.
Right, okay, so your number 4.
My number 4, what was it again? Oh yeah. We spoke about this movie earlier on, because I had to do a correction. It is John Wick Chapter 2.
Nice! Yeah. I had a feeling you might go there, because you did like that.
It's fucking great.
You keep trying to tell me to watch it, I won't watch it.
You fucking will. I mean, it's such a fucking good film.
Excellent.
The second one picks up right from where the first one ended. His wife's still dead from the cancer, not being murdered.
Sweet.
So the second movie starts where he's going to get his car back.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a big shootout.
Big shootout, you can't.
Wanker. Anyway, so that's how it starts. So he gets his car back, and then something happens, and he's basically he's forced back into being an assassin, and that's the story of the film.
How are they always forced into it? Could they never just walk away?
Well, a guy, the story is the guy who helped him get out of the assassinate community sort of thing. He has a marker,
right?
So like a favour sort of thing. So he is John Wick is forced back into it because this guy's got a marker on him. Don't roll your eyes, you cunt.
It's just like,
it's fucking good. Stop it.
For assassins who go around killing people, they always seem to have a very high moral code, don't they?
Yeah, what do? Ian McShane's in it. Ian McShane's in it. Yeah.
Swidgen. I'll watch it for that.
Yeah.
I'll watch it for that. I am going to watch the John Wick movies because...
I'll not shut up about it until you do.
Well, yeah, but also Mark Viva's totally spunked his pants when he found out that I hadn't watched it. So I feel like I should watch it just because, he shot his load.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 4 is a movie that was made in 2015.
Wow.
Yeah, it was made in September of 2015. Made its American debut in December of 2016. And it made its UK debut in March of 2017. And it only made £7 in the cinemas here.
Oh, right, okay.
Man Down.
Yeah.
If you've listened to the show before, I gushed over Man Down.
That is a good movie.
Many times. I absolutely love the movie. It's one of those ones that completely took me by surprise. I was enjoying it anyway, and then it totally threw me for a curveball when you get to sort of the twist at the end, the plot twist at the end. Harris and Tiaz, in fact, just fucking, and it's a story that I'm not going to say like I'm completely unfamiliar with it. Well, I am completely unfamiliar with it, but I'm not really that. I don't want to say I'm not that fussed about it, but like soldiers and war and all that, like sort of doesn't resonate with me completely. But this one absolutely fucking did, because it just showed you how harrowing that shit gets and how bad it is when you come home, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, this movie completely killed me. Tito Montiel directing, Shia acting, Gary Oldman's up in there, and generic third-face Jai McCourtney actually putting in a decent role, because he's not in it much. But I absolutely loved the movie. Man Down's one that if you haven't seen, you have to see.
Yeah, you should definitely see it. It's good. It's good.
So yeah. And I had to do some research on that one, because I'm like, I know for a fact it didn't come out in 2017. But then when I saw that it made £7 in March of this year in the UK, which is fucking ridiculous. Just ridiculous, man. But it was only released in one cinema.
Yeah.
So I can let it go.
I don't get that. That's weird. Only releasing it in one cinema. I think they'll just release it on bloody...
I think it was more of a token release, because Tito Montiel does make decent money with his movies.
Right.
So I think it was sort of one of those, like, the production company just thought, you know what, we'll just put it in one cinema and see how it goes. But yeah, didn't go well.
Okay.
But I love Man Down. It's a fantastic film, and I have the Blu-ray and I've watched it twice. So yes. Your number 3?
Yeah, my number 3. Yeah, again, we spoke about this a few minutes ago. We saw this movie in Wales.
You stole my number 3.
Really? Oh, happy days. Yeah, I think the movie is Redwood.
Yeah.
Directed by Tom Payton.
And then for the record, because obviously we've had him on the show, we've had Mike on the show, we went down to Wales and we watched the premiere. That's not why it's on the list. For me anyway. It is a genuine movie that, much like Man Down, it's a great fucking movie.
It is a great movie.
Well directed.
You know, I think the movie is fucking great. Don't get me wrong, but I think, you know, the experience of it as well. You know, we got to go and see the premiere screening of the movie.
At Sci-Fi
I
Weekend.
don't know if I mentioned I got to meet Nicholas Brendan. I don't think I've told you that.
You've not mentioned that. No. Have you mentioned that on the podcast and just not to me, or
maybe?
That
could be what it is. Yeah, so the experience around it as well. You know, we had an awesome time at Sci-Fi Weekend there. It was a fucking fantastic weekend, and you know, we hope to go again.
Well, it's in the works.
Well, hopefully, you know.
It's in the works.
So
you heard it here first.
Yeah. Well. But yeah, I mean, fucking kudos to Mike, and you know, he put on a fucking amazing performance in it, and obviously Tom as well.
Kid's gonna go far. They both are. I mean, I was speaking. I've been training someone new at work, and I'm a delivery driver, or I was, and I've been going out with a new lad and all that. And I was speaking to him the other night, so every time there's somebody new, you know, I gush over the podcast and I tell them all about it and all the people we're meeting and everything.
Oh, is that who followed the page the other day?
Probably, yeah. And literally, right now in British cinema, we've always had a good British cinema. Like, we've always done well, we've always had amazing, like, directors and stuff like that. But we're kind of seeing a lot more of it because of the show we do, with the indie talk and all that, and we're getting to know these up-and-coming lads and all that. And we have a fantastic scene right now. Like, there's a genuine fucking buzz around British cinema, like, sort of the people coming up. And it's great, and I'm absolutely loving it. And talking to the likes of Tom and Cause and Lance and all these people who are making these movies, it's just the buzz around the UK right now. I love it.
It's cool to be, you know, not part of it, but...
Yeah, we're not part of it.
Kind of part of it.
We're not, though. They don't like us. We're scabs.
Oh.
No, it's not like that. It's not like that.
Again.
We are part of something, and it's fantastic, and I'm loving it right now. Like, I can't remember a time when I've been this excited about what Britain's producing movie-wise. We've always had good movies, but I'm really excited right now about what's coming up. So it's always good. And that's British cinema for you.
Yeah.
A bit of a tangent. But yeah, I loved Redwood, so it was on my list as well. It's number 3. It's absolutely brilliant movie. When it finally gets its proper release and it hits DVD or streaming or however that goes, everybody has to see it. Just fucking.
Oh, we'll get Tom back on the show again.
Yeah, of course we will.
You can plug it like a son bitch.
I'm sure he'll be on sometime in August. Yeah, so my number 2. No, your number 2 seems you stole my number 3.
Alright, okay.
Don't be stealing my number 2. I bet you don't anyway.
I think I might be stealing your number one, maybe. My number two is Wonder Woman.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That was my number one, but now it's my number two.
Only superhero movie to make my list.
Yeah, same, yeah. Well, technically.
What? Yeah. I mean,
we love this movie.
We've already spoken and gushed over Wonder Woman
twice.
Yeah, Gal Gadot, amazing. Cracking movie.
There's not much else we can say about
really, no.
We did a review episode of Wonder Woman. We kind of gushed over it on the next episode, so we can't really go over Wonder Woman too much. It's just a great movie. Just got released last night in fact. Patty Jenkins is 100% signed on now, which has been a point of contention for the last couple of weeks apparently. Like, every time we've recorded I've been like, oh yeah, Patty Jenkins is like, she's on board. She might not be though, but then I think that's just all the clickbait some bitches out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wonder Woman made my number two as well. It was actually my number one, but I've changed it now because I'm happy about my number one now.
Okay.
So, did you have any honourable mentions before we do our ones?
Nah.
I think my only honourable mention, and it took a while to drop this one. It was my number. It was my sixth on the list. It was Kong Skull Island.
Yeah.
Because I did really enjoy that.
It was alright. I wouldn't put it in the best of the year though.
I don't think when I get to the end of the year, it's not going to be anywhere near the list. But as I've said, I've not been to the cinema that much this year, and Kong did actually got me. I quite enjoyed it. Quite liked Samuel L.
I'm going to do a preemptive one. Spider-Man.
Is that your number one?
No.
Well, my number one is a movie that I recently just watched. I absolutely gushed over it on the last episode.
Gushing a lot for the last half hour.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you got a hairpin trigger. But yeah, Power Rangers.
That's your favourite film so far?
So far.
Fuck me.
Honestly, man, I've watched some pretty decent movies this year, but no movie that I've watched this year so far has made us feel the way the Power Rangers did. I think it is more of a nostalgia thing. Like, I remember watching it as a kid. I loved it as a kid. I got a real vibe of the original TV show and the original movies when I watched this movie. I love the fact that Lionsgate kind of downplay it as sort of an independent big budget movie. It's not. It's a big budget movie. It's not independent at all. It's fucking Power Rangers, for fuck's sake. I loved it. I really enjoyed the movie, and I can't actually tell people how much I enjoyed it because every time I do, they just go, "Total fucking nerd." That's pretty much what I get off them. Like, I just get looked at like I'm a fucking idiot. But I loved the movie. I thought it was great. I cannot wait to see the second one because they did a little stinger at the end of the first one. Shut up.
Sorry.
Where I'm not even fuck you. Right, so what's your number one? What's your number one?
No, fine, fucking.
There's going to be a sequel. It's going to be awesome. Number one.
Pissy bastard. Yeah, my number one is another one that was released in the UK back in January. It's Mel Gibson's return to directing, and it's Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, I've still not seen it.
Yeah, you need to see it.
Yeah, Mark at work, he's been fully on my ass about that. He's like, you have to watch Hacksaw Ridge. Similar
to Jackie, Andrew Garfield should have been best actor.
He was in there again, wasn't he?
I think so.
I'm sure he made the cut.
He should have been. He should have won it. Should have won best actor for that. It's so good.
You did like that.
Yeah.
You keep going on about that for a wee while now. Yeah, I need to give it a watch. Mark told me that he thought that he knew that he didn't shoot guns and stuff, and that was sort of the premise of the movie. But he thought that being that he was a medic, it was part of his toolkit. Was a hacksaw. and then he says, and then I realised as I was watching it, it was the ridge that they fight on, kind of thing. And I was like, so did you think the same about Hamburger Hill? Classic. But no, I need to watch that.
You do need to watch it. It's really good.
I do.
Very, very good.
And he didn't get the Oscar, did he?
No.
He didn't get it.
No.
But his sound guy did.
Did it win?
I'm sure his sound guy got it. And it's the guy who's been nominated more times than anyone else for an Oscar and never won.
Well, to be fair, Mel Gibson's won Best Director, isn't he? Didn't he win it for Braveheart?
He is an awesome director. So.
Yeah. But it was a good return to form for Mel Gibson.
And he needed it.
We all know he's had his troubles and all that. We've talked about that before.
Yeah, he likes wiping shit out the walls.
Exactly. But yeah, it was a great return to form for him, and yeah, just a fucking incredible movie.
Nice. Happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that, and I will get it watched. Number 1 though. That's Power Rangers. Really? Come on, man. Hacksaw Ridge, Power Rangers. I know which one I prefer.
Well, yeah.
I know my number 1 is not popular to most people, but I honestly I got such a good feeling watching it, and I just it was mostly nostalgia, and I did recently watch it like 2 weeks ago, so
that's alright.
I love the movie.
A little bit of nostalgia.
So I guess that's pretty much it for 79. And we will be coming back with 80.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We are getting there.
Before the end of the year.
We're not making 100 before Cincy, though, are we? Nah.
Well, remember I did say to you, wouldn't it be cool if we actually recorded episode 100 while we were over there?
We could record it and hold it.
We could do that.
But that would be stupid, because we'd probably talk about things that happened that day and then
that's not going to happen.
Release it like 2 months later.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
At least we're not graphic novel style.
Are they still?
I don't think they are. I think they're like completely deaded.
Right.
Jason, you can answer that. Are they deaded? But yeah, so that is episode 79. We will be coming back with episode 80 with our normal awesomely goodness, and obviously we will be reviewing One Missed Call, which has 0% on a certain website. Watching, well, it looks like it's going to be Waterworld.
Will we do that on the same episode?
Yeah, we could do. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And what was the last one? TV show, Shots Fired. Yes. And that will be the next episode. But we're going to leave you, and this has been weird.
Yeah, taste of builders outside.
Daytime recording. Not my favourite thing.
Beer.
No beer.
Fuck.
I've had 1 coffee, and to be fair, I finished that in the first segment, so...
Yeah.
Lindsay did say she was going to bring us out another one.
No, she told you to fuck off.
Yeah, oh, no, she did. I told her, and she told me, yeah. Okay, so... Would you like to tell everybody where they find us before we play the outro?
Yeah, have a look for us. Fucking hell. Have a look for us on the iTunes and the Stitcher and all that stuff.
Wow, daytime recording doesn't work for us.
I'm knackered. Follow us on Facebook and follow us on the Twitters. If you search for 365 Flicks Podcast, that's where you'll find us.
Episode 79.
Done.
Bye. Back for 80.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.